Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here, now live. Yeah, sorry it took me a little bit to get going live. I always make sure to post the links and everything, and I'm never 100% sure exactly what time I'm going to start. Usually, like I say, like around 11 or so, or a little after 11. It's 11:45. I just got back from the walk. So I always do these after I get back from the walk, and I've been doing them on Fridays as well. And I'm kind of changing around the times on Fridays. Sometimes I do them later, sometimes I do them earlier. Maybe I'll do one next Friday, like during the day. Or no, did I do it Friday or did I do it? I think I did it on Friday, or like maybe Saturday during the day. Like I said, I'm always trying to change around the times or anything like that. So if you guys have any questions and stuff like that, feel free to ask me any questions you guys have. If you guys have any super chat questions or anything like that, feel free to ask anything you guys would like on those. Uh, you know, um, Feel free to post links to your channels or any of those kind of things, as well. I also have a link below too if you guys are interested in, becoming a member of the channel. You guys can find that link below, and it's pretty much underneath of all the videos. It has a thing that says join, but sometimes I know it doesn't always show up. Let's see here. I think it looks like all the comments are coming through now. I wasn't seeing them for a second because the thing, he did like a weird thing at the top of this, like this red line I never saw. So I don't know what it was. But we'll start going through the questions here. Sean, what are your opinions on Michael Hankin's gross out comedy or more? I've never seen that one. Favorite superhero movie of all time? I think probably, honestly, the still to me is probably Tim Burton's Batman. I know there's been lots of bigger superhero movies since then and everything, but to me, I still always love that one. Let's see. Hey, do you still talk to MJ? I haven't talked to MJ since I think about 2 years now, and that's been a long time. Are you on lockdown too? You're allowed to leave. I mean, there's the riot stuff happening, but it's not like right near me, so there's no curfews or anything like that in my particular area. But yeah, so no, it's not like that. But there's still like the technical lockdown, stay in your house and stuff. But a lot of that's getting lifted because more and more places are opening, and all that kind of stuff right now. Though, let's see, where are you from? It's 1:45 where I am. Well, it's the same. No, here it's 11:46. So I'm in San Diego. What's your favorite Adventure Time character? Well, Josh, I never really watched that show too much, Adventure Time, for some reason. I don't know why, but I've never really watched too much of that. Since you're a fan of VHS tapes, have you heard of a company called High Tops Video? Yeah, High Tops put out like a lot of like animated stuff. They put out, I think they were behind maybe they were Popples, and some of those maybe they were Care Bears. But I do remember High Tops, so I remember renting a lot of things back at Blockbuster that were that. Do you collect video games? No, I don't really have any. I have back in the day I got video games, but no, I never really have collected like retro games or anything like that, stuff like that. Hey Sean, how many subscribers do you have when companies first started sending you movies to review? I don't know, honestly, Andrew. I got started getting stuff to review back in 2008 was when I first got something. First got some stuff. I got like some Paramount and some Disney titles. I think Paramount was the very first place to send me anything early on. But it's not even all about subscribers. It's just, I think it's the, I don't even know, honestly, anymore how it all works. Because I've been doing it for so long, reviewing for companies and everything. So I don't even know like how the criteria works or anything like that. I think all that they really notice is that people are watching, for the most part. Hey, Sean, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I just got back from the walk. People are driving crazy though. Like we had to call the police though on these people because these kids were driving like 100 miles an hour and nearly hit me and my mom walking. And they always hang out in this one area. They go out there and like underage drinking. And we called the police and said they're doing this. Like I don't know. I don't think I've ever called the police in my entire life, but it was just like they were driving so dangerous that it was like it was so close that we could have been killed. I'm like, and it's like oh. And I see a $5 super chat here. Thanks so much, and this is from Messiah of Kings. Thanks so much, Messiah of Kings, for your $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chat donations to the channel. I really appreciate them. Big help to the channel and the video. So thanks so much for those of you guys who have given, super chat donations. And like I said, for them, Feel free to ask any kind of questions you guys would have, any weird questions, movie related questions, anything like that. Promoting your channel. Some people like to have me do odd things, like the one was like spinning around the chair fast, like kind of anything like that. But his question was, I've been watching your videos since the Around the Town vlogs with MJ. Keep up the great content, bro. Well, thanks so much, Messiah of Kings, for watching my videos for so long now, and like since that, since the MJ days. And like I said, thanks so much for your super chat. And this is from, hey Sean, do you like the safari park near Escondido? Yeah, I like the wild animal. I think it's called that. I think it used to be called the Wild Animal Park, or at least I was imagining that. But yeah, like I like going to that. I actually like that a little bit more than the San Diego Zoo. It's not a better zoo, but it's kind of more fun to walk around. It has more of like a low-key kind of vibe to it. What happened to Donna Murph? Well, Donna Murph just ended when I moved because MJ was still in Maryland. So we kind of just ended it. But we did it for a long time. We did it since 2004. So we did it for like 6 years, just about 6 years of videos. I like the characters. I thought they were fun to do. Maybe someday. What is your favorite movie parody of all time? Probably the It one, the one that I did for the It movie. That one I really was happy with how that turned out. And I like making jokes about myself, and I like that Pennywise was like kind of giving me all kind of grief. And I know some people don't like jokes at their expense, but I never, that doesn't really bother me. I always kind of like it. Like if people would do parodies of me or whatever, I always like that kind of stuff. I love parodies, always loved SNL, always loved sketch shows, so I like that kind of stuff. And I see a $5 super chat here from Eric D. Hey Sean, I've been wanting to get physical copies of the original Black Christmas from 1974 and 2006 remake. Are they available on Blu-ray or DVD? Well, the original Black Christmas, that one has had a lot of Blu-ray releases. And like I said, thanks so much, Eric, for your $5 super chat. But when it comes to physical releases of that, there was a Canadian release of Black Christmas that they put out on Blu-ray. I think there was actually two different ones. There was one that like Anchor Bay in Canada released that had like the phone on the cover, and then a couple years ago, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, Scream Factory line, they put out one as well. So there's a lot of different options for the original movie on Blu-ray. So definitely look up Scream Factory. They should have one. And then like I said, there's a Canadian Anchor Bay one. And I think a company in Canada also released it earlier on from a company called Critical Mass, I think, released it. I think I have all of them, I believe, all the editions. And then the when it comes to the remake, there's a Canadian Blu-ray of the remake available. It's only available on DVD in the U.S., but the Canadian Blu-ray is really, really hard to get and out of print. So if you come across it cheap, definitely pick that one up. I feel like maybe it will come out again at some point. Like maybe Shout Factory will put out the remake maybe down the line. How do you feel about Wrong Turn films? I actually really like those, and I know they're making a remake or a reboot of them as well, which I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. Let's see here. What do you think of Vivarium? I just watched it. It was so good. It was good. No, yeah, Vivarium is. I've talked about that a little bit in some of the videos lately. I really like that movie. If you guys are curious about that, I would definitely recommend you guys check out Vivarium. With Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots, and like they go into like a housing development looking for a house to buy, and then they basically find themselves trapped in it and can't leave. And it kind of has the vibe a little bit of the movie Dead End, about getting into an area and you're like trapped and you just keep driving around and around and around. I always like those kind of movies. And I see a $10 super chat here from Sober Sunsets. Thanks so much, Sober Sunsets, for your $10 super chat donation to the channel. And like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chat donations. Really appreciate them. Big help to the channel and the video. So thanks again. And any of you guys too who are on there now too, definitely give this video a thumbs up. But his Sober Sunset's question was favorite Will Ferrell movie. Probably. I'm trying to think of what my all-time favorite movie with his would be. I probably, I don't know if I would say old school or probably Anchorman. I think Anchorman, the first Anchorman, is probably like his best to show like his range of humor. But I also really like old school, like I was saying. But probably Anchorman, Ricky Bobby. No. Honestly, maybe Step Brothers. Even though Step Brothers doesn't hold up as much if you watch it too much, that might be my favorite of them. And I also really do like Superstore as well, and Night of the Roxbury. Night of the Roxbury is also a really fun movie to watch. So kind of all those ones I really like. Hey Sean, what horror movies do you like? Hey Sean, what horror movies do you like the most? I don't know for most, but like ones that I've watched the most. Or like the a lot of like the George Romero movies, Dawn of the Dead. Like some of those ones are ones I watch the most. Return of the Living Dead, Hills Have Eyes, that kind of stuff. Have you seen House Guest? Do you mean there's one called Housebound? Was that the one about the ghost in the house? But then House Guest with you know, Phil Hartman and Sinbad. That one I always really liked. That I saw that in theaters as a kid as well. Hey, Sean, are you going to do a Tuesday shopping video? Yeah, and this Tuesday, I'm pretty excited because there's a whole lot of reviews. So there's going to be a whole ton of new reviews in that, like a bunch of new Arrow video releases. So definitely, because like I know some of the videos review-wise haven't had as many lately, but there's going to be a ton in this Tuesday one. So definitely stay tuned for that. A whole bunch of reviews in that one. Have you heard of Hard Target, directed by John Woo? Yeah, I know I've heard of that. I've not seen it though. Was Carlos really Jayla? No, that Carlos joke. If anyone knows that, I didn't. Jayla didn't come around until right before I moved in April. Carlos, that was just a stupid joke we used to say. That had nothing to do with Jayla. So anyone who thinks that, people sometimes don't know the whole context to things of how, because like Jayla only started coming around in May of 2010. So I didn't really get to know Jayla too much. But no, anytime I said Carlos, those were older videos, and that was not in reference at all to Jayla. Hey, love your videos. Do you enjoy the latest Halloween film? Are you excited for the sequel? I did. I liked it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with the sequel. For sure. The Michael Keaton bat suit was very special. Yeah, I also think Michael Keaton, in my opinion, was the most interesting Batman because he just sort of seemed like a regular guy. And I think Batman kind of was sort of more of a regular guy in a way. Like he wasn't like a real like buff kind of like working out all the time kind of guy. Have you seen the 1991 Patrick Dempsey action film that's never been released called Stuck Forever on VHS? I've never seen that. Favorite movie you were in? Probably Ghostquake is probably what I would say. 247 here in South Carolina. Let's see here. I see a $2 super chat here from Joshua Bowman. Can you say Nick Tadashi is a simp? I think it's supposed to say pimp, but Nick Tadashi is a simp. But I think you mean Nick Tadashi is a pimp. I think that's what you're saying. I'm not 100% sure. But thanks so much for the super chat donation. Let's see here. Have you seen? Hope your night's well. Just finished watching Society. It was a fun ride. Yes, Society is a great weird movie. Going to the shunt party. That is a really weird movie. Have you seen the movie Flesh Eater? It was directed by the guy who played the main zombie in Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, I have a Blu-ray of that one. I think I got that at Fry's Electronics, like real cheap. There's a before Fry's now like has nothing in it anymore, but when they were kind of like having big sales, there'd be times when movies would be like $1 in there, and sometimes they were like 80 cents. It's like really cheap, so you could buy a lot of stuff. So I think I bought that movie there for like $1 at the time. What's your favorite South Park character? Probably Cartman, I would say. Did you hear they're making an Encino Man 2? No, I didn't hear anything about that. I mean, I definitely would like to watch it. I would hope though it's like Pauly Shore comes back again, because that movie wouldn't be the same without the Weasel in there. Babadook sucked big. Baba, you know what? I didn't absolutely love Babadook. I think Babadook was kind of one of those like movies that everyone was kind of talking about, but I didn't like absolutely love it. I went to GameStop and found Killer Clowns from Outer Space Funko Pop. Oh yeah, Michael, I saw that about those. That there was like Funko Pops of those. I don't think I've seen them in person or not. Someone says, is lockdown an excuse for extreme weight gain? I don't think so. I mean, you don't want to like gain tons of weight during all this. You know what I mean? Like, because like I mean, I'm still going out and walking. I'm doing the best I can. You know what I mean? Did you like Nightmares 1983 horror anthologies and William Friedkin's Guardian from Anchor Bay? I thought Guardian is alright. I didn't love that movie. The Nightmares one, though, I really like that. Starting my weight loss journey tomorrow. Any words of wisdom? Well, James, the thing is, to me, I would say is just look at how heavy I was, and I'm somebody that like didn't like going to the gym, didn't like working out, didn't like doing anything like that, didn't want to not drink sodas, and I did it. And it's kind of like, it's all kind of about getting your mindset on it, kind of changing your whole way of doing things, and kind of getting used to the idea that, if you're going to cut out sodas, like I'm not gonna have sodas, and I'm gonna have really specific times when I eat, and you're gonna be like, okay, if you're like gonna count calories, you're like, okay, I have this amount of calories today to work with, so at breakfast I can have 400 or whatever it is, and you know what I mean, so you don't blow through everything. And I think once you kind of get used to doing that, you kind of, it just takes a little while. But I would say I think you'll do great, though. I guarantee you will. It's just you just have to kind of get in the new mindset of doing it. Have you been watching Father? Have you been watching Father and Scout and Get Real? I haven't watched. I've seen them. I haven't watched them in a long time though. Favorite SNL movie? Even though people don't like it, I think it's Pat is the one I watch the most. It's just, to me, it's a very fun movie. Don't Kill Me. I've never seen Jurassic Park like ever. Well, you definitely have to watch it, Lurker. Like, especially the first movie. You don't have to watch the other ones if you don't want to, but definitely go and watch the first one. I did like, though, the last Jurassic Park, even though I kind of had mixed reviews. I liked it. Hey, Sean, can you eat dry ice? I think would kill you if you had that, because it's like, beyond freezing. Have you ever seen Night in Heaven, Christopher Atkins? I've seen scenes from them all. A friend told me to watch watch Back to the Future for the first time today, and I enjoyed it. It was very funny. We'll definitely go and watch the other ones too. As part 2 and 3 are just as good. Wetway 1 always acts like he's a victim. It's a constant self-pity party with the guy. Now, I do know what you're talking about with Brendan, and I know he was live, and he said something about, oh, Sean talks negativity about me, or whatever like that. And I'm not talking negative about Brendan as a person or anything like that, but he does do that pity, feel sorry, or any of that kind of stuff. But anything I was ever saying negative about Brendan or talking about him in recent times was all just because he would go live and talk negative about independent movies, and he was referring to things that I'm involved in. And he was saying like, oh, they're not good, and they're bad, and if they're made in a weekend, they're not good, and the people think they're great, or, all these things he was saying. And I know he's referring to it, and honestly, I didn't really get into this too much, but a lot of it, I think, is because he's upset that I don't involve him in these movies anymore, because early on, I would, that's how I started getting into movies, was because of me. I would bring him to the set, or like Cesar Nato, he came on and he got a line in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, and I was, helping him out because I considered him a good friend and was getting him in the movies and all that. And I don't do that anymore because of how he would act on set, act up and act crazy. And the thing is, somebody was saying, oh, well, it's supposed to have a fun time. And yeah, you're supposed to have a good time on a set, but people are there trying to get a job done. You can't have somebody who's been brought on like Brendan to be in the background, and he's in there doing, beat off motions and stuff like that, really inappropriate stuff. That's not good. You know what I mean? Like, so that's sort of why. If anybody wants to know why, I think he's angry that I don't involve him in the movies and bring him on and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but that's why, for people who are curious. Anna Mae Turner gave a $5 super chat, and then he says, lay back on your bed while kicking upwards in the air 5 or 6 times. Okay, Anna, I'll lay back in the bed, Anna. But thanks so much, Anna, for your $5 super chat donation to the channel. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for those of you who have given $5, giving super chat donations to the channel. Really appreciate them, and a big help to the channel and the videos. But I guess I have to lay back in the bed and kick my feet up. And the thing is, this bed is like reclined up, so you can't lay back like too well. See, it's like, it has like an incline where it's like, I gotta do all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go, Anna. I kick the feet up and everything. Oh, and I don't have the greatest back lately, too. So it's like, I hurt my back, and I talked about it in the video going to that stupid Rally's cheeseburger place, because I had to pull from the window, and I really injured my back doing it, and it hasn't been right since. Have you watched Backdraft, directed by Ron Howard? I don't like movies that deal with, good thing there wasn't like a Sneaky Nuts pop out doing that. But Backdraft, I never watched it because I don't like a lot of firefighter movies, because I'm always scared of fires, to be honest. Like, so I don't like a lot of movies that deal with fires. Do you think the VHS hard to find movie Birds 2 and Crying Child TV movie? I've seen the Birds 2. I almost bought it one time, but the store couldn't find the tape. What's up, Coolduder? Hey, Nikolai, thanks so much for coming on and watching. Have you seen Turbo Kid? Yeah, Turbo Kid's great. I absolutely love Turbo Kid. Um, have you watched Joe Lynch's Everly? Yeah, with Selma Hayek. That was a good movie. Joe Lynch's a nice guy. I met him years ago at a convention, I think at Comic Con or one of them, and he watches some of my videos and stuff. And then he ended up having me come to the set of Chillerama when he was shooting. Are you going to do a DVD shopping video? Yeah, I'm doing that on Tuesday. And like I was saying, definitely will have a whole bunch of new reviews. So definitely stay tuned for that. A whole bunch of brand new Arrow video releases. 4K from Shout Factory. Shout Factory's first ever 4K from their Shout Select title. Let's see here. Dustin Kyle gave a $5 super chat. Are you getting the Flash Gordon 4K limited edition from Arrow? Yeah, I'll definitely get that one. I'm really excited that Arrow Video is starting to do 4K because they're going to be putting out Flash Gordon on 4K. They're going to be putting out Pitch Black on 4K. So I'm really excited about that. I'm glad to see more stuff like that coming out. So I'm hoping like Arrow Video will do select titles because I can't release everything on 4K because I don't think everything will sell that well on 4K, like really obscure stuff. But some of the stuff, like maybe like some of their early releases, they put out like Society, that'd be kind of cool on 4K. Maybe if they did like a steelbook of it or something like that. But yeah, like I said, Dustin, thanks so much for the $5 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the donations to the channel. I really appreciate them. Big help to the channel and the videos. And like I said, thanks so much, Dustin. And I see $5 super chat here as well from Cult Wins 98. Have you seen Fateful Findings or any other Neil Brennan film? Hope you're having a good night. Fateful Findings? I have to look that up. Fateful Findings. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't think I've heard of that. Let me see what that is. Fateful Findings. It's from 2013. Neil Brennan. No, I've never seen that movie. What else did Neil Brennan do? It said, trying to see on IMDb, other things he did. Twisted Pair, Pass Through, I'm Here Now, Double Down. No, I've never seen any of his movies. No, I don't know anything about them. No, I've definitely not seen those. But Cult Wins, thanks so much for the super chat donation. Like I said, no, I've never seen any of his movies. Let's see. Have you ever met any actors from the Chucky franchise? Yeah, I met Brad Dourif at one of the conventions. Like he doesn't do as many anymore, but I met him at I think in Maryland. They had a really cool convention that no one went to and no one knew about called CreepCon. It was one of the earliest conventions I went to. I wish I filmed it. I wasn't doing vlogs or on YouTube. This was like way back, maybe 2003. And they were going to it. And then I also regret not meeting Warwick Davis. He was there, and he never does conventions. I'm like, man, I wish I would have gotten an autograph from him for the Leprechaun movies. And then I met the kid from Child's Play, you know, the Andy who played Andy. I met him at one of the Days of the Dead or Monsterpalooza or something like that. Would you like Valley Girl, Nicolas Cage, and Trapped in Paradise? Yeah, both those are good movies. Can you shout out my friend Josh Bowman? Well, thanks so much for watching, Josh Bowman. What can you tell us about the Dark Offerings film? Well, I don't think there's anything I can say yet. I don't know if there's like, I don't want to spoil anything or like what my character does or anything like that, but it's a small part in there, but it's basically all through webcams. Like, so it's done kind of in the style of like Unfriended, and it's got like Felissa Rose in there. A really great cast, so definitely look up Dark Offerings so you can find out more about it because there's some articles and stuff like that about it. A huge fan. Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any of these. Let's see, where was I now? Have you... I always think too I'm like doing well with the questions and then like somehow something scrolls up and then I like lose the place. Like totally. Let's see here. How's your day here? Dante's Peak. Let's see here. My friends looted... I think I was about here. I think this is this is where I was. Can you look up Tokyo Meow Meow? Have you seen Feeders 1 and 2? Yeah, if both of those are the Polonia Brothers movies. My friend looted LA. I got some new releases. Hope all is good. Well, looting is not a good thing to do, though. I heard Wetway went looting for some DVDs. He used Gabriel as a shield. Well, Gabriel's doesn't even live here. He's in Colorado now. Love your late night streams. Well, thanks so much, Hugo, for coming on and checking them out. I know I do them at weird times, but I always have really weird hours and everything. And Robbie Webster's in here. Hey, how's it going, Robbie? Have you watched Dante's Peak? Yeah, I've seen Dante's Peak. Thoughts on the movie Christine? Yeah, I always liked that movie. I've watched that. Really great music in that as well. You said Batman. I would say, yeah, hey Batman. Yeah, I would say. Uh, did you get Idle Hands from Scream Factory? No, I didn't get a review copy of that one. They weren't sending stuff out at that time, but I'll probably end up picking that one up. I already have though the original Blu-ray and then the Australian one, so I'm not like in a huge rush to buy it again. Because some movies, if I have it like multiple times, like if it was a 4K one, maybe I would get it again. But I'm not like in a huge rush to get it, again. Do you like Guy Ritchie films? Did you watch The Gentleman? Yeah, The Gentleman actually, I from like seeing the trailer, I didn't know what I was gonna think, but I actually really liked it. Batfleck Forever. Well, I don't like Ben Affleck very much as Batman for some reason. He's okay. I feel like Ben Affleck, I've only really liked him in like Chasing Amy and like certain things, but I'm not like, for some reason, I'm not the biggest fan of Ben Affleck. Thoughts on the Kingsman series? I liked both the Kingsman movies. I know they're going to be doing a third one too. I see a $5 super chat from Barnabas Collins, and thanks so much Barnabas Collins, for your $5 super chat. And he says, "Hey Sean, with so many DVDs, do you ever feel like when a title is re-released on Blu-ray or 4K that you have to buy it again and again?" No, I do. I know what you mean. Like with like some of that stuff, when sometimes it gets kind of like, oh my god, I've like, like Evil Dead. It's like, how many times am I going to buy this movie again? There's certain movies that have been released so many times when you really think about it, how many times the movie has come out. And you see too, like with the repackaging, like when they were doing like the Deadpool covers, they were like repackaging like Alien and some of the old editions, and then putting like a new slipcover on them. And I have bought them sometimes, but it does sometimes after a while get kind of like, oh my god, how many times am I going to buy the same movie again? That's why when I find like, see companies that are releasing stuff that have been never released before, I get way more excited than if it's just another edition of something. I'm sure you guys are sort of the same. I'm much more excited like when I'm like, oh, this is some weird movie like Arrow Video, a movie called like The Wind and stuff like that. Like I never had seen, and I don't know. I like when like it's something like I never had seen, and that's always to me really exciting. Let's see here. Have you seen Cuffs, Christian Slater, and Straight Story? I've seen Straight Story. I don't think I've seen Cuffs. Someone called me to be here. Well, thanks for coming on, Batman. UNF Halloween special. Have you seen it or know where to find it? Well, I'm actually in the UFN Halloween special. In one of the commercials on there, the commercial for like the dog store, that's my voice on there. But I think Camp Motion Pictures was selling the DVD of that one, so you could probably get it on Amazon and stuff like that. What is this YouTube Live? Well, Batman, it's basically just me answering questions and stuff like that. Coolduder isn't up to date on simp technology. I don't know a whole lot about technology, honestly. Have you heard of Capcom versus NSSK? No. Do you like American Drive-In and Spider Babe? Yeah, Spider Babe is great. Early Sid Haig film. Fast Food, that was a movie that was directed by the person who did, Jim Varney was in that movie. The same director who did Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. What do you think about Monsterpalooza? Do you think we'll get one this year? If they do, they might try and do the one in October still, but you never know. Like that convention gets so busy that I don't know how they're handling it. They may have to limit the amount of people that they allow in. I see a $5 super chat here from John C. Thanks so much, John C, for your $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the $5, for the super chat donations this evening. I really appreciate them. Big help to the channel and the video, so thanks again. And also, guys, you also can check out the link too if you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel. That's just another way as well to help the channel and the videos, and you also get a little like avatar next to your name and stuff like that. So if you see people who have the hats next to their name, that's how they have it. And I see here the question though from John was, "Hey Sean, what content is on the History of Beavis and Butthead DVD that makes it so rare?" Was a lot of the early episodes of Beavis and Butthead, they kind of had problematic stuff to them, like Frog Baseball. That one was on there. The one when they go to Mexico and they drink the water and they get diarrhea. That was on there. So it's basically a lot of the early episodes of Beavis and Butthead, the one that had like a lot of the fire talk, the stuff that they kind of had to censor for MTV. So some of those ones are on there. So that was basically what was on History of Beavis and Butthead. I don't think it had like music videos or anything. I think it was just certain rare ones that for some reason or another were left off of all the other sets. So hopefully at some point they release like a definitive collection that has all that on them. And I mean, I know they're not very PC, some of those ones though, and they had a lot of problems back in the day with those. Did you ever own a PS2? Yeah, I had PS1, PS2. I had PS4. I don't really use it too much, but I've had everything PS system. I've always had those. Like when they release the next one, I might get the PS5, because from what I heard, it's going to be fully backwards compatible, which would be kind of cool to be able to play like some of the really early games again, like if it like works like that. Have you seen Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Race for Your Life? Yeah, those are some of my favorite childhood movies, especially Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Don't Come Back. For some reason, I always liked that movie. Let's see here. Have you seen a movie called Rabid? Yeah, both the ones, the original David Cronenberg one, and then the remake that the Solskjaer sisters did. And I like their remake. Have you seen the movie Near Dark? How do you compare it to Lost Boys? Yeah, they came out the same exact time. Near Dark is much more of a, like, I see it as more of kind of an art film, the way it was shot with the cinematography and the music and everything. And it's probably a better movie. But Lost Boys, I think, is a more fun watch. I've watched Lost Boys more. It's a little bit goofier in some senses. I don't know. I think I like it a little bit more to watch, but I think Near Dark is a better movie that is probably, if not the best, probably the best vampire movie that there ever has been is Near Dark, just because of the tone of the movie and the way it plays out and everything. I've been watching The Boy Who Drank Too Much. Have you been watching The Boy Who Drank Too Much? No, I don't know that. I need to get Robin out of quarantine. Yeah, sorry, Batman, that Robin's in quarantine. Hey, Sean, I think you should make short horror sketches every now and then. Love your Split, Us, and It parody. Yeah, those were my favorite ones to make when I did the parodies, was doing horror-related ones. Do you like The Day My Parents Ran Away? Yeah, that's the one. I think Michael Ray Bauer was in that movie, too. But basically was... this kid's parents like kind of got sick of him and they were gone and he didn't know where they went. Have you met any actors from the Chucky franchise? I talked about that earlier. Have you watching the Granny Shelley Stevens horror Killed Grandmother and Stepsaucer? I don't know what those ones are. Did you see Joe Castro on the show Face Off? He was the only person to ever walk off the show. I didn't know all the stuff that had happened on there, but I heard there was a lot of weird stuff behind the scenes from what I heard from him. But Joe Castro's a really nice guy. He did the head cast on me for Butcher's Bluff. If you guys didn't see the picture, I think it's up on my Facebook. It's on my Facebook, and I also the YouTube community. You can look at that as well. But he does amazing work, like effects work and everything. The Hills Run Red is coming to Scream Factory June 16. Yeah, I might order that one. I do remember liking that. What do you think about the Midnight Hour and the Kiss? Hard to find film on DVD. Yeah, those are ones that I'm always trying to find, especially the Midnight Hour. That's one I would like. If I found that for cheap, I would be like, I'd do a whole video just on finding that. You know what I mean? Like I'd call it like Amazing Out of Print Find or something. I did that a long time ago, a couple of years ago, when I went to a pawn shop and found like all these things for $1. They were worth like $50 to $100, like a Prince of Pennsylvania and all these kind of things. Once you lose weight, the girls will start becoming interested. Well, some girls like, and especially nowadays, I notice like some women like men that are a little heavier for some reason. But like I feel like back when I was really heavy, it wasn't the case. But nowadays, I feel like everybody's kind of like sort of heavier people sometimes. At least I kind of noticed that for some reason. I drink 0-calorie Coke Zero because it doesn't have calories or sugar. Yeah, Coke Zeros. I don't know if I've ever actually tried it or not. I used to drink Diet Coke, but I used to get bad headaches from it. Can you say hello to my friend Colin? Oh, hello, Colin. Thanks for watching. Have you liked War? Do you like The War, Kevin Costner and Elijah Wood? The movie War with Elijah Wood? I never watched that movie. Have you met any actors? I talked about Chucky. Have you watched Garden State with Zach Braff? Yeah, I like that movie. I haven't watched that since that first came out. Sean, can you look up Wander Over Yonder? House of a Thousand Eyes on Tubi. Check it out. Still going. That's actually still going too fast with the camera over movies at Walmart. Well, I'm trying not to go fast with the movies in Walmart. Keep in mind, though, sometimes in Walmart, every so often I'm in there, and there's somebody right there, that works there. So I have to be, really sort of sneaky. I try not to, make a big attention. And also, too, sometimes there's somebody in the aisle. So I try my best to show stuff. And I haven't been picking up as much stuff lately. So that's why, too. And some Walmarts have a bad glare to the movies. But, yeah, I'm trying to show them the best best I can, and that's why I always say what the movies are and like say the names and stuff. But House of a Thousand Eyes, I mean House of a Hundred Eyes, yeah, I've seen that movie. That's a very good movie. Maybe just express how you feel, not making about you. Um, no, he's talking about me. He's talking about Brennan. No, Brennan. He's talking about me because I do all these indie movies and I know who he's hitting to and everything. Wet Movie obviously is jealous. Just ignore him. People stop mentioning him every stream you do. Yeah, I'm just that's the best thing to do is just not to talk about him. You know what I mean? Because honestly, all that it does is just bring more attention to it. Like when people say about a mistake that I made in my life, I probably shouldn't have early on done all those videos with him. You know what I mean? Like, because I brought over all these new people to his channel and his videos and everything early on. But that happens. People sort of turn on you a little bit. That happens. Sean, did you ever go to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal? I've never been to Horror Nights. I've been to Not Scary Farm, though. I did like that. I went last time with Danny, and that was a fun time. I don't know if there will be any of them or not. Again, I do wonder that. If there will be the horror events this year or not. This is the strangest OnlyFans I've ever seen. Well, it's not OnlyFans. Sean, do you enjoy the movie store movie stop? They closed, but they opened up one. Well, I used to go to one in Florida that I really liked, but then they opened up one like right by my house in Maryland, like a month before I moved. So I was like, man, I love this store, and they opened up so close to me before I moved. They had the other one that was in Maryland was like an hour away, and I think me and MJ went to it on video once, the one that was further away. But yeah, I love that store. It sucks that they all closed. Do you know any comics your dad worked on so we can see his work? Well, he worked on stuff like the Veils series, and he like the ones that I would recommend are like I Paparazzi, and he did that book, the Chiaroscuro books, like the series of books. He did the covers on those ones. Veils, that was another one. I'm trying to think of other ones, but I Paparazzi though, and also in the shadow of Edgar Allan Poe. That's another good one. But the I Paparazzi one is one I would recommend because it's got like a lot of like fun like celebrity cameos in one of the scenes in there as well. Like Elijah Wood is in the book, and a bunch of different people are in it. Have you played Grand Theft Auto? Yeah, I played it some with my brother because he's always played those games. Let's see here. Sean, have you seen Nuns on the Run? Yeah, Nuns on the Run is a really fun movie. Any of you guys who've come on now, I'll probably be on here an hour and a half, 2 hours or so, something around that time. So around that period of time. So if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to ask anything you guys would like. If you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask anything on there. Any weird questions, anything movie related. Also anything weird you guys want me to do, or anything like that on camera, or channel shout outs, or linking to your videos, or any of that kind of stuff as well. Let's see here. Thoughts on the Honey I Shrunk the Kids movies? Yeah, Honey I Shrunk the Kids and Honey I Shrunk the Audience. Yeah, I used to love the Honey I Shrunk the Audience. But there was basically, if you went to Epcot, they had a show, and you would watch like Rick Moranis' character as Wayne Zelinsky putting on like a show for an audience, and like in it the audience gets shrunk, and it was a really great movie. And then it got replaced with Captain EO took over for a while, and I wish they'd bring it back though. I really like that show, and I think people would like that. To have that return again, especially since they're going to bringing back it for Disney Plus. I feel like we might see them return that. I could totally see them using that theater as for a temporary thing, just for sort of like just for a flashback to have it again. Have you seen Modern Problems with Chevy Chase? Yeah, I've seen about that one. You get any of the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-rays? I didn't get to order any ones because I usually review for them, so I should get some of their stuff down the line, some of their new stuff. Did you ever play Leisure Suit Larry? Yeah, I played that. I know some back in the day. Let's see. Do you like Nintendo more than Sony? I don't know. I think I had Sony more, though. I had more Sony games like Resident Evil and stuff like that. My favorite horror movie of all time is Bride of Chucky. Have you seen that movie? Yeah, no, Bride of Chucky is out of the later sequels. That's probably one of the best ones. I also really like John Ritter in that movie. How did you get the role as Jehovah in Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer? Richard Taylor and Zach Breens are great friends of mine. I think they messaged me about shooting something for it. I can't remember exactly how that happened, but I think that's how they did it. Are you anorexic? No, I eat a decent amount of food, and I don't undereat or anything like that. Fright Night is the best vampire movie ever. No, that's another one. Yeah, that one is very good as well. Also, really great music in that. But I think Near Dark, I think to me, in my opinion, at least my personal favorite of all of them. Do you like Skeleton Crew and Savage Waters? Yeah, Skeleton Crew is a great movie about making movies. X Files or American Horror Story. I've not seen tons of X Files. I've seen most of the seasons of Horror Stories though, so I do watch that all the time though. What are you going to do when they run out of Blu-rays to release on Tuesdays? Well, there's always going to be new stuff, because keep in mind too, all these movies that are going direct to streaming, they're going to have releases as well, unless they're going as Netflix exclusive. But there's a company called like Stinky Tuna or something like that, and they're releasing these Netflix movies, and I don't know if they're like legitimate or what, but they're like, it looks like they're licensed, and they're putting out like The Babysitter on Blu-ray and all that stuff. I really don't know for sure, but no, there's a lot of stuff that's straight to streaming now that will definitely be releasing. So there won't be like a lack of nothing. There'll be like more catalog titles too, I think. Have you seen Fear X and Luther the Greek? Yeah, I've seen all those ones. Sometimes I think, Alex, you're asking about the questions movies I've already seen because I don't know. I think you're asking stuff about stuff I've seen. Beavis and Butthead were in the opening credits the first episode of King of the Hill. I didn't remember that. Have you seen Dead Roll and Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park? Yeah, I've seen not Dead. No, I've seen both of those ones. Are you gonna watch Paradise Den? I don't know what that one is. Was it hard to see your severed head the first time in a movie? Well, the severed head, though, they didn't use it yet for Butcher's Bluff, so I didn't get to see it, on screen. But I can't wait to see it. I'm in August is when that's going to film, near the end of August, so I'll definitely get some pictures and stuff like that. Let's see. Love your David Lynch poster. Have you heard about the new Dune film yet? No, I'm definitely interested in seeing that one. But yeah, David Lynch, though, always a fan of his. Do you like the works of Nathan Sculf? I don't know who that is. Do you like Love Kills Virgins? I don't know what that one is. Freeway 1 and 2. I like Freeway 2 isn't as good, but Freeway 1 is a great movie. I see a $5 super chat here from Colton Wins 98. Someone actually uploaded Fateful Findings onto Pornhub. I swear it isn't at XXX though. Neil Brennan is the Tommy Wiseau / The Room. Oh, that's funny. Someone put that up on there. That's really weird. But yeah, I said I never heard of this Neil Brennan at all. So I don't know anything about his movies at all. Have you seen Fritz the Cat or Cool World? Yeah, I've seen. I haven't seen Fritz the Cat in forever, and Cool World is one that I regret not getting when I saw the DVD cheap. I think I saw it at one of those closing down video stores or something. But like, it was some kind of a to-do about buying it or something. I can't exactly remember. I picked up the DVD for Slither and Let Me In remake. Watched them yet? Are they good? Yeah, both of those are good. Slither is really good, and the Let Me In, the remake of Let the Right One In. That one was also really really good as well. See, with your movie knowledge, you should be a connector. What does that mean exactly? Like a connector or a commentator? Have you watched Ready Player One, directed by Steven Spielberg? Yeah, Ready Player One was good. I like that movie. Do you like Bad Education and The Brown Bunny? The Brown Bunny, yeah, that was like famous too because of the scene with Chloe Sevigny with Vincent Gallo. If you guys know what happened in that, but that's kind of like the whole movie was kind of like he raised all this money, and it kind of like that was the only thing in the whole movie anybody talked about. How many Godzilla films do you have? I don't have. I wish I had that set from Criterion, that big set. I know some people don't like it because it's like awkwardly large, because it doesn't really fit on the shelves because it's like the size of a giant book. But I don't have too many of them. I have a number of like the single release ones that there were, but I don't have like a big set. But back in the day, I used to have like all of them on VHS because I used to watch them all the time. Why can't we not all get along? Well, everyone tries to. You know what I mean? I mean, I try to, for the most part. But the thing is, too, like in life, life's kind of short, and if people give you kind of crap and like you don't feel like much, it's helping you to be around somebody, it's like not worth it. Do you know what I mean? Especially because like no matter what you do, certain people you can never make them happy, unless you kind of bow down to them. You know what I mean? Like that Katy Perry thing, Kiss the Ring or something. It's kind of like with certain people, you kind of like have to kiss their ring, and like I don't know. I've noticed that. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys notice that too. With certain people, you kind of have to like kiss their ass or something more, and I don't do that. You know what I mean? If you could make one book into a movie, what book would you choose? Well, I haven't really read too many books. I'm always been a movie person, so I wouldn't be able to say for sure. It would be interesting if they finally made a Catcher in the Rye, though. That would be interesting to see who they would have in that. Um, or let's see, best Christmas movie. Probably, Home Alone, I would say. But then I also like, for like the lesser known Christmas movie that people still know about, but the one you don't hear brought up too much, is Christmas the Cranks. Like, that's one I always really love to watch. Of course, and also, you know, um, the Turbo Man doll. Why am I blanking on the name right now? I have no idea why I'm blanking on the name. I get so pooped out on the walk. I get like blank out. No, Jingle All the Way. I don't know why I blank out on certain things. How do you feeling Captain Monster and Captain Planet? I watched Captain Planet back as a kid. Do you like more intelligent horror film? Do you like more intelligent horror films like Hellraiser? I do. I like a lot of like thinking horror movies, but I think some of the most fun ones to watch are like comedy horror movies, especially like comedy slasher films. I think some of the least interesting ones to watch are like some haunted house movies that can be really stereotypical, because some haunted house movies can be like, oh my god, it's like the same thing again, especially possession movies. Some of those can be like, oof, this again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, there's nothing interesting about this again. What was the turning point or event that started to realize what maybe one was a bad friend? Well, I think like it's because I kind of feel like no matter what you do, you never really make him happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's never fully right. And I think the turning point was when Brendan lost the weight and then kind of became the crew and all this crew talk, and like he was like the head. And the thing is, that always bothered me because I didn't care about, because like if I was hanging out with people, I was just like, oh yeah, we're just people hanging out, whatever. But he had to kind of make it be like it was the Wetway crew, like it was his group. And and the bottom line is, everybody that was part of that crew knew me as well, and what were from our videos. That's how we met everybody. That's how everybody that I know that you see in videos, that's knew of me from the videos. But Brendan would kind of like make it be like, oh, it's just all for him, and this is this, and that's just like, ugh. It got like weird, you know what I mean? And just it got not fun being around somebody that kind of got sort of full of himself, and they started wearing that jacket, getting like kind of like the Fonz and stuff. Like, I don't know. Will Butcher's Bluff be in theaters? I don't know. I mean, you never know with indie horror movies. You never know these days, like how they will. Um, but of course, it'll be on Blu-ray and all that kind of stuff. Any Clive Barker fans here? I always love Clive Barker. Have you seen The Academy and Ready to Rumble? Ready to Rumble, I haven't watched that movie since I think it first came out, but I definitely liked that back in the day. Let's see here. I'm watching 1917. Yeah, that was a movie that I didn't know going into it if I was going to like it, and I was surprised with that one. I really liked 1917 a lot. If you had to choose one, would you rather have no hands or feet or a wizard sleeve? I don't know. I don't know what I would say. Like, maybe like if I didn't have one hand, maybe. Thoughts on Eight-Legged Freaks? Yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks is a great movie, though. Always like, and that's one you don't hear about very much. I can't believe that's never had it come out. Is Wet We Want a Chad? I don't know what that means. I think that might be from SNL or something like that, that term. Do you like, is Eureka? The first half is amazing. I've never watched Eureka. How come you don't get movies from Movie Zing to review? I do. I get movies from Movie Zing. I always say these are from Movie Zing, and I put a link to their stuff. Have you seen Things 1989? I'm pretty sure I've seen that. Screamers special edition from 101 Films. Yeah, they put out Screamers in the U.S. from Scream Factory, but Screamers I've always loved that. There's also a sequel that they made for the Sci-Fi Channel with Lance Henriksen, which was like watchable. Wasn't at all as good as the original one film, but still I did like it. At least enough just to watch it. Let's see here. Do you watch The Walking Dead? I've seen a couple episodes, but I never fully watched through the show. What's the scene about in The Brown Bunny? Well, it's a sex scene in there, but it's like it was real what was going on in the scene. It wasn't like fake or something. So that was kind of how it got more known. Because I think Chloe Sevigny was like dating Vincent Gallo at the time or something like that. But it was very surprising that she would do it. Just come to say, I hope you have a great night. Please keep doing live streams. I always watch these the next day. Well, thanks so much, Michael, for coming on and checking them out. Hey, Sean, have you seen independent horror film Dibble? Dobbles wear nappies? No, I don't know what that is. Have you seen Possessor by David Cronenberg? Oh yeah, is that, I mean, by Brandon Cronenberg? Is that David Cronenberg's son's movie? I think I have heard of that one. I believe. Let's see here. How many collectors toy have have you? How many collector toy talking Ernest doll? Talking Pee Wee doll. Yeah, I had both of those ones. I still have both of those, the talking Pee Wee doll and the talking Ernest doll. What's the scene about? Did you hear about the new Marvel movie being made, Werewolf by Night, starring Ryan Gosling? Oh yeah, I did hear they were doing a new like werewolf film. Do you watch Hulk Hogan, No Holds Bars, and the Bump of the Night TV show? Um, I've seen No Holds Bar and Mr. Bumpy. Have you seen the independent horror film? I've talked about that. Let's see, Jingle All the Way. Did you enjoy? Did you see enjoy Don't Look Now with Donald Sutherland? Yeah, that Don't Look Now is a very creepy movie. It always kind of reminds me a little bit of Alice, Sweet Alice a little bit. Have you seen the movie Stay from 2005 with Ryan Gosling? I believe so. Don't Open to Christmas is one of the funniest It's So Bad It's Good movies. Yeah, I always like some of those movies are some of the most fun, like when they're like a really bad movie but it's like a fun watch. So there's a lot of ones that are like that. Would you buy the Simpsons arcade game if Arcade One Up ever releases it? Yeah, that would be the first one that I would definitely buy. I know it would be a nightmare to put it together, but like I would absolutely love if they put that movie, on I mean that game out. I hope so. I mean, like I never really know if that one would come out, if it would be like a nightmare to license it or not. But that would be definitely a cool one. Have you watched The Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder? Yeah, I have seen Man of Steel. Do you remember Patty McCormick in Mommy and Mommy 2? Yeah, they were okay. They were kind of like these unrelated sequels to The Bad Seed, and they got her to come back in them. But they were alright. They kind of had like a cheapness to them that I didn't really like. Have you seen Gosford Park? Yeah, Gosford Park is a great movie. Isn't Wizard Sleeve? Oh, is that what that means? Do you like Joe Castro's Terror Toons 1 and 2 sequel? Yeah, Terror Toons, I remember when I first saw that movie, how much I liked that movie. I think I rented it at Blockbuster or something like that. 1917 wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Well, I thought the most impressive part about that was how they managed to film it to make it look like it was all one take. I thought that was really well done. What's your favorite Henry Thomas movie? From E.T. Probably E.T. though. Do you watch Joe's Apartment in the Fourth Floor? Yeah, Fourth Floor is a great movie. Artie Lang was in that movie as well, and Juliette Lewis. That was a great movie. Shelley Duvall's in it. I would definitely recommend you check that out if you guys haven't seen The Fourth Floor. And Joe's Apartment, that's one of those movies that kind of got forgotten about. Have you watched Need for Things? I bought the Blu-ray of that one, but I've never watched that. Let's see here. Sean Seagal or Van Damme? Probably between them, probably Van Damme. Do you get offended if people try to correct your pronunciation, like you call him Guillermo del Toro instead of Guillermo del Toro? No, I always screw up names. I'm really horrible at names. It's because I was dyslexic and everything like that. Unless I hear somebody saying the names to me, it's hard for me with some names. I have a really bad time with it. So like that's why I screw up certain things. I'm also, like I said, dyslexic, so that's why if I'm reading a title in a store, sometimes I say stuff totally wrong. It's not because I'm doing it on purpose or not paying attention, it's just because I'm so dyslexic. Have any feelings on the Zoo Gang? I've never seen that. Do you have any photographs signed by actor? Yeah, all the stuff behind me are like signed 8x10s from conventions and stuff like that. Do you think the country is collapsing? I think there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I understand why it's happening. I hope that, like for cops and stuff in the future, I think they're gonna have to start doing like lie detector tests and ask them like, are you racist, and all these kind of questions to kind of like get rid of people if they're like that, so they don't hire anybody like that. And like and get rid of like power trip people. Like say, are you doing this because you want to like beat people up and want to have a power trip? You know what I mean? Like and not have people like that. Because it's dangerous. Like some of these people that they hire, they're like it's like nuts. Some of the people that they get. Do you enjoy the Witch Hunt Dennis Hopper sequel? I've never seen that. I used to be freaked out as a kid from the pizza scene in House 2. Oh yeah, that was a goofy scene there. Yeah, I think that was the first House movie that I had seen. Have you been loved playing Nintendo 64? Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't think I ever owned that back in the day. I don't think I ever got that. I remember the game though, but I never bought it. Do you watch Ash vs. Evil Dead? Yeah, I watched a number of episodes of that. That was a fun show. Have you seen Joe Castro's Toolbox Murders? I don't think I've seen that. Have you watched Cop and a Half, directed by Henry Winkler? Yeah, everyone hates that movie. They say it's like not great or whatever, but I thought that was a really funny movie. Like as a kid, that was one of those ones I would watch all the time. Sean, nice man. I'd like to ask. Have you seen Let Me In? Yeah, Let Me In and Let the Right One In. Both those I like. Have you been to New York City? I haven't been in like over 10 years, but yeah, I have. I used to go because I used to be in Maryland, so I would take the train there sometimes. I didn't go as much as I would have liked, but I luckily enough got to see like Virgin Records there. I got to which is gone, of course. I got to see the Toys R Us, which is gone. So I saw a lot of the stuff, and I saw never got to be there when like TRL was there. I always wanted to be like there when they were doing that and being like, oh yeah, I'd like to request everybody Rock Your Body from the Backstreet Boys. You know what I mean? I always wanted to do that. And thing is, I think that show comes back here and there sometimes with like new hosts and stuff. Worst director you ever worked with and best director you ever worked with. Worst director. I'm trying to think of who's like the worst. I don't know if I ever had anyone that was like the one director who did the one movie I didn't get along with, who did the movie Putty Hill. I didn't care for him very much. So I guess that director, and then best director. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who is the absolute best that I love working with the most. Like I really like working with Dustin Ferguson. Like his movies, like he makes some really fun experiences and shoots really fast and stuff like that. And Griff First, who also produces as well. Like he was the director of Ghost Shark. He's a really cool guy. Mulan or the Great Wall. The new Mulan I haven't seen because it's not out yet. But the original Mulan I remember liking. I haven't seen though. The Great Wall though. Did you ever get DVD of Grandmother's House? Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome put that one out, a little while ago. That's a great movie. Do you watch Review Tech USA? I don't know if I watched that or not. You're totally right, man. Hey, Sean, enjoy your Positive ID. Susan Hoffman were awesome in that movie. I don't know if I've seen Positive ID. Do you think George Floyd was murdered by the officer? I think so. I think that being on his neck like that, first of all, I think too, if cops are arresting people, they need to just if they're arresting them, they put the handcuffs on them, and then put them in the squad car. Don't do all this stuff anymore about throwing people to the ground. It's like, honestly, my take on that is, cops, stop it with that. Knock it off with that. Cut it out with that. Stop it. You know what I mean? That's what needs to stop, is that throwing people on the ground in this roughhousing business, especially when people aren't doing anything to be roughhoused like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff that needs to stop. And I understand why people get angry about that stuff happening. And these, crazy cops that are, nuts, and they just, there's a stupid look on their face when they know they shouldn't be what they're doing. So yeah, I understand all that. That's not right, doing that to somebody. Thoughts on Howard Stern going to Hollywood? He used to make fun of all the people in Hollywood, and now his show, he's buddy with them. I actually liked the episodes when he went to Hollywood. It seemed like he kind of liked it there, but now he's doing everything from his house, and I feel like he may just want to always just be in his house now. I almost maybe he'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back and go to the studio again. You like The Exorcist? Yeah, The Exorcist is a great movie. Sean, thoughts on Scream 5? Do you think Stu will return as Ghostface? I don't know. I know Jamie Kennedy. I mean, Jamie Kennedy, I think, wants to come back. A couple people I saw wanted to come back. Even Rose McGowan wants to come back as a twin sister, which would be kind of interesting. I think they should try and get a lot of people back, and some of the people back that they haven't in the other movies. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Probably Return of the Jedi, I would say. Have you been to Fort Lauderdale? Well, there's this guy, I always think of, there's a show called Airplane or something like that, or Airline, where it was about Southwest Airlines and the people who work there. And there's this guy who came in there, I think he was going to Fort Lauderdale, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, where are you going?" "Fort Lauderdale?" And he said in this really weird way. But no, I've never been to Fort Lauderdale. And I always say it that way too, because that guy said it like that. And any of you guys who've come on now, I'll be on here for like probably like either 30 minutes or an hour or so more. So if you guys have any super chat questions, feel free to ask anything you guys would like, and you guys can, like I said in the questions, can ask anything you guys would like. Also, you can ask me to do anything weird or spin around the chair, all kind of weird stuff people have done. Also, feel free to promote anything, promote links to your channels or any of that kind of stuff as well. And also too, feel free, if you guys are interested as well, you guys can become a member of the channel, and that's how people who have the hat next to their name, it's just another way to support the videos if you guys were interested. And thanks so much to those of you guys who have become members of the channel. Let's see here. Keep up with your channel, man. Thanks so much. I used to watch Childhood Adventure. Childhood Adventure in Dinosaur City on HBO. Yeah, I used to watch that all the time, that Adventure in Dinosaur City. That was a fun movie. I watched that so many times. Have you seen the movie Extra? Yeah, I have the second sight Blu-ray of that one. They need to train their police better. Yeah, I do agree. There needs to be much more of that with training and all that. What are your thoughts on the riots? I mean, I think that tearing things up and stuff like that is not the way to do it. I don't know. I just think it's just not the way to get the point across by just making more problems. You know what I mean? And like more risk of people getting hurt by cops. You know what I mean? Because like that's what I kind of think is like by doing all that, you're risking even more violence happening. Because especially some of these cops that are kind of like hoping for like that, because that's how way they like that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on gay marriage? I'm totally, anyone can marry, I have no problem with gay marriage or anything like that. What are your thoughts on, have you seen Hitcher in the Dark? Yeah, Hitcher in the Dark is one. I keep on hoping that it will get a better release because it has a DVD, but it has really bad sound in it. Black Lives Matter, yeah, 100% agree with that. I miss 90s karate shows, like WMAC Masters. I never saw that. What are your thoughts on the Sly Stones, Stop Your Mom or Shoot? Yeah, that movie, I like that movie. I used to watch it all the time. The killer cop used to work with George Floyd as a security guard. Yeah, I heard something about that. So maybe he had a problem with him or something, and so he was already like, I don't know. Does MJ know Brendan? Oh yeah, MJ met Brendan like once when I first moved here. So Ernie Reyes Jr. What was it saying here about Ernie Reyes Jr.? Let's see here. I saw Ernie Reyes Jr. in a few months back. He says to be healthy again after his kidney failure. I didn't hear about that. Am I the only one who noticed what could be George Floyd peeing? I don't know. Would you like to get rare, hard to find Morgan Stewart's coming home and hiding out John Cryer? I don't know those movies. Have you watched The Great Gatsby? Yeah, I've seen. Is that the one with the newer one? I've seen that one. How's Sean? Have the neighborhood kids been where you are? Where I live, the kids are wearing no mask and rubbing shoulders. Yeah, there's a lot of kids that are out messing around. Right near my house, there's some messing around going on. They're like drinking and driving crazy. So yeah, and then me and my mom, when we walk, we have a mask. So like if anyone comes near us, we end up taking off the mask. Putting on a mask if somebody's walking just because it's like to be safe and but no one else does it. Like I never see anyone put on masks when they're walking, if they walk, right by somebody or anything like that. The one night too, this weird guy like laughed at me and my mom for putting on the mask. Have you ever seen a ghost? No, I've never seen a ghost. I have had like weird ghostly things once or twice, but never seen a ghost or anything like that. Thoughts on Howard Stern's Private Parts? Yeah, I always liked that movie. Will you be voting for Trump again? No. Cops, I didn't vote for him the first time. I only think of Trump as a reality TV host. I don't even acknowledge him as a president. Honestly, I won't. No one really wants to acknowledge him anymore. I think he just keeps on continuously screwing up. Let's see here. And I think a lot of people like him because he says religious stuff, even though he pretends to be. He kind of knows how to encourage people to like what he says by kind of catering to the audience. You know what I mean? That's sort of what I've noticed about him. Because, when you look at what he was doing years ago, it's so opposite from what he says now. Like, he was working with Playboy, and there are, like, Playboy VHSs, like, introducing them, and, like, stuff that's totally not related to what he says. And it's just weird. What We need the rest of the Mad TV on DVD. Yeah, I know they started releasing them from from Shout Factory, and they only put out like they put out the I think Warner Brothers released like the first season, then maybe Shout Factory did the other one or two other seasons, and then there was like a best of one as well. And the best of one is like really valuable, at least it was, and hard to find. Do you like Armageddon? I didn't like Armageddon for some reason. I remember like walking out of that movie back in the day. For some reason, I couldn't get into that at all. Do you and Sean? He enjoys watching Senior Trip with Mickey Rooney. I don't know if I saw that Senior Trip movie with Mickey Rooney, but the Senior Trip that I like is National Lampoon's Senior Trip. That one I always really liked. How's the video quality on Scream Factory's double feature of Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2? I've never seen the double feature Blu-ray, so I don't know what it looks like. I have the standalone single editions of them, but I don't know, those ones, though. Sean, I had to get back to double check the documentary you were in and just realized I was confused. Yes, you were in. Yes, you are in Adjust for Tracking. I love the story of the re-recorded VHS. I'm in Adjust Your Tracking? I don't think I am. Because I know I watched it. I'm in VHS Lives, some VHS Lives documentary, but I feel like can you send me a screenshot of Adjust Your Tracking with me in it? Because I totally don't remember that. Because I'm not on IMDb for it, and I feel like I remember watching that going, I wish I was interviewed for this, but I don't remember. Have you watched Tombstone, directed by George Cosmos? I think so. I think I saw that. Let's see here. Sean, what was your favorite Mighty Morphin Power Ranger? Usually, I used to always like the Green Ranger. Sean, new Scream Factory. Now Scream Factory movie goes out of print. MGM title include Ninja 3 Domain, The Vampire Lovers, Empire of the Ants, Frogs, Jaws of Satan, Food for the Gods. Yeah, I know there's a lot of them going out of print. Everyone keep checking though, because once they go out of print though, then they end up getting so expensive. Did you see Primal Rage? Yeah, people have asked me about that one. I don't think I've seen that one. I know that I think it's Dark Force Entertainment is releasing that one or just released that one. All lives matter. Yeah, that's true, Gary. I mean, all lives matter. That's why, I never even have been one of those kind of people who talks about things like that. I just see everybody as everybody. You know what I mean? But I know some people are kind of like that. But I see everybody as everybody's lives matter. What are your thoughts on Michael J. Fox's early TV movie High School USA? Was that the one with Bob Denver in it? I think. I like that movie. Do you collect horror action figures? I did back in the day. I haven't bought a new one in a long time. Sean, you do a fantastic job answering questions. Well, thanks so much, Arnold Stallone. I try my best to answer them at the best that I can, and then not say anything. I put my foot in my mouth or something too with something I say. Sean, if your home was on fire and you only had a chance to rescue one thing, what would you be? Probably photo albums would be the most important things to take, and then anything that was really that I wouldn't be able to replace. You know what I mean? But photo albums would be some of that kind of stuff. Have you ever been to Phoenix? I've never been to Phoenix. I've driven through Phoenix, but I've never been and actually got out and saw it or anything. Have you been watching Night Before, Keanu Reeves and the Prince of Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania, I was talking about how I found that really cheap once, but that's a great movie. Is Shudder worth getting just for Joe Bob Briggs? Well, if you're a fan of it, that's a really great thing on there to watch. I like it, but I don't have Shudder currently. But a lot of the Blu-rays come with free trials to it that Shudder releases, so you guys can get them that way to try it out. Wolf Cop was funny. The Wolf Cop movies were definitely fun films. You need to watch Future Man on Hulu. I have seen a couple episodes of that one. Did you like Tough Ones from Grindhouse Releasings? I've not seen that one. Ever been to Atlantic City? Yeah, I was close to Atlantic City when I was in Maryland, but I never went. I never went to any of the casinos there or anything like that. I wish I would have. Have you seen Prayer Before Dying, starring Mickey Rourke? I don't think I've watched that one. Watched a lot of your reviews, found a lot of hidden gems before. Well, thanks, Juan. Yeah, that's what I do with my videos is I really try to bring attention to lesser-known movies and stuff that you don't hear people talk about all the time. Have you seen Beyond Ragoon, starring Patricia Arquette? I've not seen that one. Do you buy horror merchandise from Trick or Treat Studios? I haven't bought a lot of stuff like that, so I don't have tons of that kind of stuff. I have double feature of Creeper, very good picture quality. Yeah, I figured it would probably be for Jeepers Creepers movies. It would probably be the same transfers, but sometimes when you put like two movies on a disc, it can sometimes compress them a little bit, so you never know. Have you kept any movies in your collection? Have you kept any movies in VHS in your collection? I have some stuff. Like I have like the Popples live action. Somewhere I have My Pet Monster live action. The Peanut Butter Solution original VHS I got at Blockbuster. A couple ones, not a ton anymore. I used to have a huge amount of VHS, but they take up so much space, and I got rid of when I was moving so many of them. Let's see. And I see a $5 super chat here from Horror Life. Thanks so much, Horror Life, for your $5 super chat donation. Like I said, guys, too, thanks so much for the super chat donations. Really appreciate them. They're a big help to the channel and the videos. So thanks so much for your support and helping out the channel and everything with them. So his question was, or their question was, hey Sean, did you enjoy filming Bloody Summer Camp? Film and on-set video, have a favorite horror character, love your channel, keep up the great work. Oh yeah, with the Bloody Summer Camp movie, that was one where I didn't get to go on set to do that one. I would love to have gone on set, but they were in, I think, Virginia shooting that. I think so. But in the movie, though, the kids like get introduced to the camp and they're watching like a training video. So like I'm on there as like the welcome guy. So kind of like if you saw like camp, you know. Heavyweights when they're like welcome to camp, like the camp promo video, like to promote the camp and everything. So in the movie they're gonna be watching like the welcome to camp welcome to the camp counselors, and this is the rules here, and I'm going, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that, and like I'm basically the guy like giving like stuff like telling you about the camp. And the director sent me like the shirt to wear, like the camp shirt and stuff like that. So no, I didn't get to work with that one on person, but hopefully in person, but hopefully on the next movie that they do I get to work with them in person for that. But thanks so much for your $5 super chat donation. How much? Let's see here. I think I'm finally starting to get caught up too with the questions. It always takes me a while, but I'm finally getting caught up. So if you guys have questions, feel free to get them in now. I'm finally getting caught up with them. And like I said, I'll be on here for about 50 more minutes or so, something around that time. Are you into spaghetti westerns? If so, what are some of your favorites? I have not watched that many westerns. I watched some of the Django films. I like those. But I haven't seen too many spaghetti westerns, though. But the ones I have seen, I have liked, though. Have you kept one Get Star Kid DVD? I think my brother has Star Kid on DVD. Have you seen the documentary That Time I Met My Mother's Handbag? No, I don't know that one. Do you collect toy Mr. Horse? I have the Mr. Horse toy from Ren and Stimpy. Did you ever see Teen Wolf at the end and this guy pulls down his pants and it was not caught? Yeah, everyone says that about in Teen Wolf, but then people say, oh, that wasn't him doing that. But no one really knows for sure, though. But yeah, I do know what you're talking about with Teen Wolf. Can you think of White Whale, Blu-ray, or DVD? Have a hard time finding that one. White Whale, I think that was it Mill Creek put that one out? Have you been to Santa Barbara? Is Santa Barbara the Lost Boys Beach, I think? I've never been to that, though. I would love to go up to the area going towards San Francisco and stuff like that. And there's one guy who does the movies up there, kind of up the kind of like Redding, California, kind of past it a little bit. But if he ever goes up there, does a movie up there, it's kind of hard to fly up there to that, and it's kind of a weird area. But maybe I'll sometime go up there with like Danny or something to do the guy's movie. Renee Perez's film, because I would love to go up there and like see that area, because it's one area that I've never been to. But along the way, maybe I'll go because you kind of can go there and then over. So maybe I could see it that way, or it might be overshadowing. I'm not 100% sure though. Let's see here. Need to watch Lifeguard 1976 with Sam Elliott. I don't think I've seen that one. I don't believe so. Have you seen John Carpenter's first movie, Dark Star? Yeah, I have seen that one. I think I did a review of that one. Have you seen Dog Soldiers? Yeah, I know I have some reviews for that movie up, but that's a great werewolf film. But I think my favorite werewolf movie, that's like the more modern or newer, it's not that new anymore, but is probably Ginger Snaps. Hey Sean, have you fully insured your collection? We have insurance and stuff like that, but I haven't like insurance just for them though. Have you been to Seattle? Yeah, I went to Seattle, to do the one movie there. What was it called now? Why am I blanking on the name of it? I totally blanked on the name, but no, I have been to Seattle. Let's see here. I have extreme hard to find Clown House MGM DVD. Yeah, that one I bought the Clown House DVD at Saturday matinee. They put it out early, so that was the only reason I was able to get it because it got pulled from shelves before it actually had its real release. Let's see. Do you think Dumb and Dumber unrated made the movie less funny? The extended scenes added unnecessary scenes. I didn't mind the extended scenes in Dumber and Dumber. I kind of almost feel like I kind of forget which ones were extended because I've watched that one so many different times. And I do like the scene of them in the hot tub that's in the extended cut of Dumb and Dumber. I agree, I never understood Wet Willy Crew, and I don't get me started on the alcohol live stream. No, yeah, that's the only thing with Brendan is like, it's so much about like, he makes it so much more about himself in a way. And it gets, and also, he would purposely sometimes say comments to try and get a reaction out of me or try and make fun of me. Like I remember right when I did Ghost Shark, he was calling me Mr. Ghost Shark, and so he was just kind of being rude about things. And it's just like, I'm getting older now, and it's like, you know what? I don't need to have somebody in my life that I helped out really big early on, and he got a lot of subscribers and people watching me, and I was happy to help him out. I really was. But I feel like he forgets that. He forgets how much, that's why people always bring me up on his channels, because I sent people over when I moved down here in 2010, he started being in my videos. I was promoting him all the time. And I think he forgets that. I think he forgets that he got so many people from me helping him out, and then when he says backhanded comments about me and stuff, it's just like, I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to hang out with anybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if I feel like it makes me uncomfortable and unhappy being around somebody, why am I going to do that to myself? Do you know what I mean? Like, you only live one time, and you got to have people around you that are positive and not going to be upsetting or stress you out. Or a lot of times I wasn't going to conventions, too, because I was afraid about seeing him. And, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get afraid of going to a convention because of that. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. White whale meaning rare, hard to find. Let's see here. Where was I now? Have you seen any of your movies ever gone to? Have any of your movies ever gone to theaters? The Jersey Shore Massacre. I never actually got to see it in theaters, but it had a limited theatrical release. It went to like maybe 30 theaters or something like that. I don't remember exactly how many it did, but I know that one did. They have had screenings of some of the movies, like Dead Ant had a screening, but I'm always kind of weird about going to like premieres of my own movies. I get kind of nervous, so I don't like to watch myself on screen too much. You know what I mean? But yeah, like some of them have had screenings though. Have you seen Blind Mice? Was that the one with Eddie Furlong? I think he was in a movie called that. I never understood. I talked about that one. Have you seen Uncut Gems? Yeah, Uncut Gems is great. That movie, too, is now on Netflix. Somebody was mentioning that to me, and I didn't realize that it had gone to Netflix in the U.S. because in like other countries, the movie didn't go to theaters. It went straight to Netflix. But it's on Netflix now in the U.S. as well. But if you've never seen Uncut Gems, that's an amazing movie. But also watch the director's other movie, Good Time. That one is just as good. So definitely make sure you watch that one as well. Let's see here. Do you watch Rats TV movie directed by John LaFay and Deadly Eyes? The Rats TV movie? I believe I've seen that one. There's another movie called Rats as well from the 80s, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that one. I need a Monkey Bones Collector's Edition Blu-ray. For some reason, I feel like there was a Monkey Bone Blu-ray. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Blu-ray. I feel like I had one or something. There's a Monkey Bone Blu-ray I see on Amazon, and I believe I have it, or I bought this one. It's might be out of print, is what it is, or maybe the Blu-ray didn't have the features on it or something like that. That might be the case, because even the special edition DVD of Monkey Bone is expensive. The other one, Brendan Fraser movie that's really expensive is Bedazzled. Like on Amazon right now, that one is selling, used for $55. Airheads was also out of print as well. Luckily enough, I bought Bedazzled. I think I might have got it on video when I was in a shopping video, maybe. I don't know for sure, but I'm glad I got that. How long are you going to be live for? I'll probably be live for close to 2 hours or so. I still have to eat and everything like that. I came back from the walk, but probably probably like a total of like 2 hours. And any of you guys who've come on now, thanks so much for coming on to watch a live show. And also any of you guys who are new here, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. I do like live streams like once or twice a week, but the main stuff I do on the channel is like movie related stuff. So DVD reviews, Blu-ray reviews, brand new movie reviews, talking about new releases, going out on Tuesdays and showing what stuff has come out and all that kind of stuff as well. And also, if any of you guys have any Super Chat questions, feel free to ask anything you guys would like. And like I said, huge help to the channel with the Super Chat. So thanks so much of you guys who have helped out the channel with them. Let's see. Do you have a favorite Hammer horror film? I think the one Twins of Evil was one that I really liked a lot. Have you seen Thumbsucker and Cheeky? I think I've seen Thumbsucker. Let's see here. Just like I said, trying to make sure I don't miss anything here. And thanks too for the moderators to come in here and delete stuff too. Anyone that says weird stuff. What's your opinion should happen to cop killers? Well, I think cop killers should be arrested and put into trial for it. You know what I mean? And like, that's what I think. Let's see here. Do you plan on getting the upcoming 4K of Dawn of the Dead? I think I might get that set. I don't know for sure. I feel like we're going to hear any day too. There's going to be like an announcement of like a US version as well. I wish Second Sight would come to the US though with their releases. Even though most of their stuff is region free, I think they could. I bet they would do pretty well in the US because like Arrow Video started as being only in the UK for the first couple of years, and then they had Arrow Video UK and Arrow Video US, and they also released in Canada. But I think it'd be kind of cool if Second Sight would find a way to come out to the US as well with their stuff. Do you think we are now living in idiocracy as a society? Some of the stuff that you've seen in that have happened, you know what I mean, in that movie. Have you seen Stupid's Tom Arnold? Yeah, I like that movie. I'm my own grandpa. Is my man cheating on me, talking or sleeping with other people? I don't know, Jennifer. Sean, have you seen the 1983 movie called Nightmares? I believe it's Emilio Estevez is in it. Is that the anthology movie? Yeah, I've seen that one. I would feel like an idiot wearing a Wet Ray 1 cruise shirt. Did he ever ask people to wear them in his videos? Well, the thing about the Wet Ray cruise shirt is that I always thought was kind of weird was I never knew if he like asked everybody before he put them on the shirt. Like I'm thinking like if he put me on that shirt, I'd have a cease and desist on that shirt and have him take that shirt off. You know what I mean? Because he's like putting someone's image on a shirt and then selling it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of weird when you think about it. Like I would never, if I had a shirt that I was selling, I would only ever have it be like me on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I also would never wear my own shirt. Back in the day, I wore like Donna Murph if I went to conventions, but I don't know. It feels weird wearing your own shirt with yourself on it. Like I couldn't do that. That'd be like weird, because people would be like looking at it going like, what is this? What, you're on your shirt? What do you? You know what I mean? Like what? Let's see here. Do you like Greek food? I am from Greece too. I love Greek movies. Like film movies shot in Greece. Like I watched The Wind last night. Nikos Mastrakis movies. I was watching that movie. I was watching. I think it was also another movie that Arrow Video released of his movies. But I haven't eaten too much Greek food. I haven't. But what I have had, I've liked though. Been watching Howie Mandel and Ted Danson, A Fine Mess. I don't think I've ever watched A Fine Mess. A movie you starred in that made the most money. I don't know what made the most money of all the movies. Probably, I'm guessing like Girls Gone Dead did pretty well, because sale wise and everything. Lisa Ann fan? I don't know who Lisa Ann is. Sinistalker is cool, but he makes boring videos. I don't know. I like what stuff that Danny does, but he's probably the most fun person I've ever had to do videos with. Especially since I moved. Take your hat off. Well, I only take the hat off for super chats. I have Be Dazzled on Blu-ray. Well, that's great. You got that because that's a really rare one. That one and Airheads are both really rare ones. Have you been shopping for? Have you been shopping by Carnival of Blood and Curse of the Headless Horseman DVD version? Something weird. I have Carnival of Blood though. I have that one. When you worked with Danny Trejo on Ghost Craig, isn't he a very short actor? Yeah, he's shorter than you think, but he's like bigger, like he's big, like real muscly and everything. He's like big, and he's heavy because my character had to pick him up with another guy, and he's heavier, like guy. But to pick him up because he's real muscly. But No, he's definitely shorter than you think. Because I think sometimes they make him look taller in movies. A lot of people are like that. Like with me too, people think that I'm short. Sometimes when they see me in person, they're like, "Oh, you're 6'2" or whatever." Because I think I sometimes seem like I'd be a short guy for some reason. What's the most anticipated movie for the rest of the year? Definitely the new Bill and Ted movie. Bill and Ted Face the Music. A few days ago, Henry Cavill announced that he may once again be returning to Superman. I think it's going to be for the reshoots to kind of tie together the Snyder cut of Superman, I think. Um, Plan to get Contagion 1987. Yeah, Contagion, yeah, the Arrow Video released that one. Hey, Coolduder, how much do you typically spend on movies a month? Um, kind of what you see me on in the videos getting. Um, but I guess a month, maybe a couple $100, maybe 300, 400, something like that. But I'm lucky enough to get stuff to review, because I would never be able to afford to get this everything. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm so really lucky, and I'm so glad. Like, I never take it for granted that I get to get stuff to review, and I mean, and that's why I try my best to review them the best that I can and give as much detail and show inside and all that kind of stuff. Have you seen Mulholland Drive? Yeah, Mulholland Drive I haven't watched that in a long time, but that's a great movie. Um, let's see here. Are you excited for the new Snyder cut? I'm excited for the new Zack Snyder zombie movie. Yeah, I heard something about that. I'm definitely interested in that. Did you like Dukes of Hazzard, the cartoon? It came out on Blu-ray. I didn't know they put that on Blu-ray, but I never really watched the Dukes of Hazzard for some reason. Have you seen Grave Encounters? If that happened to you, would you cry? Well, I'm in the second Grave Encounters movie. If you guys watch the beginning of the movie, you see me like talking about the first movie. I should have shot though that scene in HD though. I regret that because I knew that they were going to use when I was doing that review. I knew that whatever I said in the review, regardless if I did or didn't like Grave Encounters 1, I knew it was going to be in the movie. So I should have shot it a little bit better. That part. I always sort of regretted that. Have you favorite between Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, Leatherface, and Jason? Between all of them, probably that I like the most. Maybe Leatherface because I really like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Have you ever seen Stephen King's miniseries The Stand? Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this the new Stand series as well because a friend of mine, Jill Kill, has helped work on that show as well. Just pre-ordered Jaws 4K and Parasite. Yeah, Michael, Parasite. I'm definitely. I may or may not get that one because I know that because I have the Blu-ray, but I know that Criterion is talking about doing like a really serious special edition of that one. I hope Criterion down the line starts doing 4K. I feel like since Arrow Video's now doing it, and Shout Factory is doing it, and Vinegar Syndrome's doing it, I really feel like we're going to see Criterion at some point try out some 4Ks. Was True Fiction? How was True Fiction? I still haven't watched True Fiction. I definitely need to watch that. Um, how come you don't talk to Jill Kill anymore? I haven't seen her in a long time. And she's busy. She does a lot of production work and a lot of writing on films and stuff like that. Um, I mainly would see her at conventions. Hey Sean, do you ever wonder what happened to actors who aren't acting anymore, such as Masterpiece, the star of My Bodyguard? Yeah, a lot of times people who were actors that kind of leave the business end up doing like things in the entertainment field, like entertainment lawyers, and that's the kind of stuff I've kind of noticed. Have you seen Nights Light Out, Georgia? No, the Nights Light Went Out in Georgia, Christy McNichol. I've not seen that movie. How do I go live? My channel says I don't have the right update to go live. You might have to do I think you have to get like approved and stuff like that. So you might have to like apply to do it or something like that. Just like with this channel, I had to like apply to, when I found out about people asking me about the thing about becoming a member of the channel. I didn't know how that worked or anything like that. So you have to like enable it and then you have to get approved. So you might have to get approved to do live shows, just like you have to get approved to do the super chats and all that kind of stuff. It kind of like there's like processes to do it and everything. Thoughts on fake people and fake friends? I know what you mean about like fake people because some people like you never know what they're saying about you behind their back and stuff like that. But yeah, I hate that though when there's somebody that you think is a really good friend and then it doesn't work out like that. But like I said, my whole take is you live one time. You gotta like get along with people the best you can. But if somebody that you really don't like doing stuff with, why do it to yourself? Do you know what I mean? And I see a $2 super chat here from Christian Agano. Thanks so much, Christian Agano, for your $2 super chat. He says, please watch Turf with James Spader from 1985. Which, Christian, I'll definitely have to check that out. I have heard of the movie, but I know I've never seen it. And like I said, thanks so much for your super chat donation. And thanks so much for those of you guys who have given super chats this evening. I really appreciate them. They're a big help to the channel and the videos, so thanks again. Let's see here. Let's see, where is your favorite Vestron video release? The Vestron video releases that they put out, I really like the Chopping Mall. That was when I was so excited because originally that movie, when it was released on DVD, they weren't able to get the print of the movie, like the actual negative. It was like an issue with the negative and the rights, so they were only able to copy the movie from a VHS tape. And this is Lionsgate release when they originally put it out, so it was a full screen kind of bad quality VHS. So when Vestron put it out on Blu-ray, I was so excited because it was finally in widescreen and HD. I also really like Lair of the White Worm, which they released as well. Have you watched Memories of a Geisha? Yeah, I saw that back when that first came out. Do you miss Comic-Con this year? Yeah, Comic-Con isn't going to be till, well, we wouldn't be till like sometime in July. But yeah, I'm. It's going to be weird not going because I've gone to Comic-Con every year since 2005. The only time I ever missed was 2010 when I was going cross country. And let me tell you, it sucked. It sucked not getting to go because I love Comic-Con. I mean, it's really busy, but it's really fun. I really like doing the tour videos. And I know they're really tough to put together. I mean, I'm so OCD too that it's like the whole day all I'm thinking about is getting a shot of this and trying to do this. But I really like doing it. You know what I mean? Because nobody else is really would do intricate tours of the convention. So I kind of was like, okay, this is the one thing I can do at Comic-Con that's a little different, is doing the tour, because no one else is doing it like this. Because I don't think many people are as OCD as I am with trying to be as detailed with certain things and showing where the bathrooms are, showing the food items. And believe me, it would have been even more detailed this year, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be more into everything. But next year, when it's next year, I'll definitely do it again, the video. I also really miss not going to the fair, because the fair's got canceled this year as well. And I love going to the fair. I love filming that and like looking at all the weird food, even though I don't eat it. I don't know. I've always loved the fairs, going to fairs. Do you watch Best Defense Bad Movie with Dudley Moore and Eddie Murphy? I've not seen that one. Do you like Blood Beat from Vinegar Syndrome? I remember when you reviewed it, you didn't say. Maybe I didn't like Blood Beat. I don't know. I don't know if I did or not. I can't remember for sure. And I see a $5 super chat here from Eric D. Thanks so much, Eric D, for your $5 super chat donation. Are you going to buy the Friday the 13th 40th anniversary steelbook? Just pre-ordered it. Yeah, I saw that. It looks like a very cool steelbook. I might get that one. Because like the one steelbook they put out of Friday the 13th, it had like, Jason on the front. And it was kind of like, what is Jason doing on the front with his Jason look that didn't come into being until like the third or fourth movie? Like, why is he on the front when the first movie, if you guys know, it wasn't Jason? So it's kind of like, what is he doing on the front? So I'm glad that now it's like a fitting cover for it. But yeah, it definitely looks very cool. I'm hoping too we get to see like maybe some of them come out on 4K, because that'd be kind of cool if Paramount would put some of them on 4K. And I also would love to see a bunch of new features and stuff too. Have you seen Gas Heimdall early roll? I've never seen that. Sean, you said you loved watching Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Then you said there was a pre-recorded porn at the end. Well, it wasn't on in the end of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but like my dad's friend used to work at a video rental store, so he would like make tapes of stuff, and he made a tape of like one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And I watched it because I was like, oh, Dad, can I borrow this Nightmare on Elm Street one to watch? He's like, oh, all right. And then I watched it, and after the movie was over, right when it got to the credits, it cut to some, like, porno. So that was, like, I think the first time I ever saw a porno. Of course, I told my dad about it. I was like, oh, it was on there. And then he took the tape and he threw it away. And I'm like, why did I tell him about that? What am I doing telling him about that? What happened to Danny's friend Deranged Duncan? I haven't heard from him in forever. Like, I don't know. I think he still does videos. Do you remember Josh and Sam? Yeah, Josh and Sam, I used to watch that as a kid. That was a sad movie, though. Sean, have you seen the 1990 thriller called Lisa? I've heard of that. I don't know if I watched that. What's your favorite Matt Damon movie? Um, Maybe that he was in, maybe Dogma. I also I think of other ones. Talented Mr. Ripley. Was he in that? I think so. What's your thoughts on digital purchases versus physical? Do you do both? I only like physical, honestly. I mean, I'll watch stuff streaming. I'll watch things on streaming, Netflix exclusives, all that kind of stuff. But to me, I really like getting physical copies. Like right now, like some companies aren't able to send stuff because of the things being closed, like Lionsgate. So sometimes I get digital codes of the stuff to watch, but I'm still going and buying the stuff because because I watched that one called We Summon the Darkness, and I'm like, I love this movie. This was a great movie. I'll talk about that when it releases, but I already pre-ordered a copy of it because I'm like, I can't just have a digital copy of this. I got to have this on the shelf. Like that's kind of is to me. If it's like if I just have a digital copy of it, I don't feel like I own it. It's my old mentality too of growing up always having physical media. So it's like to me, I love having the copies. And I know, it's the same having the digital, but I don't know. I just love having that, looking at it, looking at the case and everything. I'm hoping Vestron puts out Ghoulies 3 on Blu-ray and 976 Evil 2. I could see 976 Evil 2. I don't know about Ghoulies 3. I'd love to see that, but I don't know if they would do it. Ghoulies 3, I could see more with Vinegar Syndrome, I would think. Um, any tips to prevent Blu-rays from skipping? I never had Blu-ray skipping problems. Sometimes if they have skipping, it can be more like the player needs like a firmware update. But I've never had like the discs get scratched because DVDs, they can get scratched. Like if you drop a DVD by mistake and you're like in a place where the floor is hard, like a hard floor or something, like a rock floor or something like that, it could be the end of that DVD unless you have a cleaner to clean it, to buff the scratches out. But Blu-rays, it's hard to scratch them up. You have to really be like crazy if you were trying to break those ones. What are your thoughts on Purple People Eater? Yeah, they put out a DVD of that one recently. It's not great quality or anything. Your Comic-Con videos are close up to your face and then close up on your hand. I mean, like I'm showing myself, when I'm walking around and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's kind of the way I do it, but I mean, I try not to do it like that. I see a $5 super chat here from Darcy Hayden. Thanks so much, Darcy Hayden, for your $5 super chat donation. He says, have you ever seen the very rare horror movie from 1985 called Dead End? I've seen the Dead End movie with Lynn Shay, but I don't think I've ever seen Dead End from 1985. Let me look it up and make sure. Because, see, this one here, when you look up Dead End 1985, it's showing the wrong thing. It's showing like the image to the Lynn Shay movie. Yeah, that's really strange. Yeah, so whoever put the picture, if you guys go up on IMDb and look up Dead End and you search Dead End 1985, it has the poster for the movie that's with Lynn Shay, which is not the right movie. It says an unstable filmmaker risks his crew to shoot a documentary in a town overrun by flesh-eating zombies. Emerson Bixby. Emerson Bixby did The Man Who Fell to Earth. Was a producer of that one. What else did he direct? Did he direct that movie as well? No, I've never seen this movie. Hopefully somebody puts that one out. I definitely would love to see that one. No, but I've never seen that. Have you been to Minneapolis? I've never been to Minneapolis. How much do you spend on movies a month? Like I was saying, a couple $100, I'd say, a month. Let's see here. What do you think of... have you seen Wishbone? That was kind of like... I was a little older when that aired, so I never really watched that. Have you met Christy McNichol at a convention? Yeah, I met Christy McNichol. I had her sign a poster for Little Darlings. You've been to Boston? I've never been to Boston. Any Wet Me One fans in here trying to sell both Out and About movies? I'm done with his ass. Well, Jimbo, if you're trying to sell it, like totally, you can post a link on there if you want. Have you ever been able to meet any of your actor, filmmaker heroes? Well, people that I've really liked that I've met, like I've met like John Waters, I'm always a huge fan of. And I became friends with the director of Clifford, who directed Clifford. And he's a really nice guy. Like, he's trying to put together a new movie called Stealing Dawn. And if it happens, I have a scene in there with Martin Short, which would be amazing. I hope the movie gets to happen. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. So he was somebody that I was really, really excited to meet and become friends with because I love his movies. Armed and Dangerous. I'm trying to think of other people that I got to meet that I was really excited about. Like, and people like throughout the years that I've met that have passed away that I really loved, like Sid Haig. It was great, a really nice guy. Bill Moseley's a great guy. If you see him at conventions, definitely would recommend you talk to him. Do you go to Comic Con more for meeting celebrities or just the merchandise in stores? I just go mainly to walk around because at Comic Con, like when it comes to celebrities, like the autograph from itself, it's kind of the same people every year. A lot of the guests, though, they kind of sign at the booths downstairs on the Comic Con floor. But you usually have to have like a drawing, or you have to go there early or sign up to get it, so it's really hard to do it. So I just kind of go just to kind of see everybody, and mainly too, I like to go and make the videos. Like I just really like doing tours of it and then like looking at what's new and stuff like that. One of the Blu-rays on your wall behind you is wonky. Well, they're not Blu-rays; those are toys. Yeah, that's the one Alien toy is all turned to the side. I have to fix it. Uh, have you watched a Room directed by Lenny Amberson? I don't think I've ever actually watched The Room, the Brie Larson one. Um, let's see here. What's that question here about? Have you seen the 19 Ratman movie? Did I see Ratman? I think I saw Ratman. Have you seen the rare DVD? Jennifer Aniston. What is that movie called? I don't know what it doesn't say the name of the movie. I love zombie movies. Have you seen Chud? Yeah, cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. Yeah, Chud is a great movie. Early Daniel Stern movie. I would definitely recommend Chud. Bud the Chud is not. It's not really related to it. It's kind of its own movie, but Bud the Chud is fun as well. What do you think of August Underground trilogy? Yeah, I used to talk to the director of those movies. They're really like effective for being like they're real murder films and stuff like that. They're hard to watch though. Um, Open 24 hours horror movie looks great but never came out. I have to look that up. I think I've heard of that. Have you watched A Million Ways to Die in the West? Yeah, I thought that was a fun movie. How much longer will you be online? Probably like 20 more minutes or so. So if you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to get them in, or any last minute super chat questions or anything like that. Chud 2 is better. Chud 2 is more of like a comedy. It feels like it's like almost more like Night of the Creeps a little bit. Let's see here. What's your top 3 non-animated dog movies? Like Milo and Otis, Homeward Bound, Incredible Journey. My favorite though is probably Bingo, because I've watched that movie Bingo, the dog movie, the most throughout the years. So that would be probably one I would say. I see a $2 super chat here from Jeff1990, and he says, "How many copies of Dawn of the Dead do you have?" I have I mean, throughout the years, I have gotten so many copies of that film, Jeff. Like I have. I bought the original VHS of that when it came out. I think I bought that at Saturday Matinee. And then I bought the one, it was like the one that was just this copy of the movie itself. And then I bought the one that was like a double feature one that had the VHS and of the theatrical cut and then the director's cut. Then I also got the original Dawn of the Dead DVD that came out. Then I got the original Dawn of the Dead Blu-ray that came out. And then I got the German or Italian one of Dawn of the Dead that has like also the other Dawn of the Dead I have is the Dawn of the Dead collection that has the theatrical cut, the director's cut, and the Argento cut DVD. So I had that original DVD, the cut that has all the cuts of the original cut DVD, the director's cut. I think I even had a director's cut DVD, and then I had the 3-movie collection. Then I got the one that has the Argento cut on 4K. So yes, throughout the years I have gotten a lot of copies, of it for sure. Let's see here. Sean, we need to get a Blu-ray release of Fisher-Price Terrific Trip. Yeah, Terrific Trips, those were really, as a kid, those are my favorite things. They went to like theme parks and magic shows and kind of like would do like just sort of like a tour of the places, and I used to love those. Why does everyone I spit on your grave have a guy getting his balls cut off? Second one, she does and crushes the guy's balls. Yeah, that's kind of like revenge movies always usually have that. Do you think the Joker will get a sequel? I'd like to see a sequel of it, but I don't know if it will happen though. The sequel for Joker is to conform. Oh, so it is. Yeah, that's what I thought. Open 24 hours looks great, but never came out. Is there any role? Is there any role acting scene part you would never do? Like if I was like certain type of characters I would not feel comfortable with, like if my character was like some kind of a racist character, I don't think I'd be comfortable with that. Like nudity, I don't know about me doing nudity. Like if it was like paying and it was like something really good, like something like under the skin nudity or something, or it really fit, you know what I mean? But like something like that maybe. Have you seen the extremely unknown low budget movie called Mutant Man from 1996? Have it on DVD. Can send it to you to borrow if you'd like. I think I've heard of Mutant Man. I'm trying to think about. I know. I feel like I feel like I'm thinking about the cover in my head. That's so cool. John Waters is such a bizarre filmmaker. Yeah, John Waters. I remember. I used to see him at film screenings too. So I remember when I was seeing like the Shia LaBeouf movie. Was it, what was the name of the one? Disturbia, when he was in there, and then Shia LaBeouf, John Waters was like, "Who is that boy? He's gorgeous." And I was hearing him like talking about giving commentary about the movie the entire time because he's sitting right behind me, and I always would think about that. I think Open Water sucked big time. I actually kind of like the sequel a little bit better for some reason. Watched Demons for the first time, was pretty good. Is Demons 2 worth a watch? Yeah, Demons 2 is just as good, I would say. Because Demons, it's not is as good, but I like the setting in the kind of high-rise apartment building. I prefer Chud over Chud 2. Yeah, I mean, Chud 2 is more fun movie, but Chud, the first movie, I always really like. Have you seen Rumpelstiltskin? I don't know if I ever watched that. Let's see here. Have you seen Cujo? Yeah, Cujo is a great killer dog movie. Have you been watching the Get Along Gang and Huckleberry Hound show? I don't think I watched those ones. How's your exercise journey been during quarantine? Well, I've been doing walking around the neighborhood, so I've been doing like 10 miles plus around the neighborhood. That's the main exercise I've been doing. Did you take advantage of the Black Friday sale, mid Black Friday sale for Vinegar Syndrome? I didn't get anything for that because, like I said, I usually review for them, so I should get some of their stuff to review. Dawn of the Dead is still great. Yeah, Dawn of the Dead is one of those movies that you could watch again and again. There's certain movies, too. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but like where you watch them, you almost feel like you're like living in the movies. Like they're like that effective of making you feel like you're really in the movie. And like Dawn of the Dead, that's one of those movies where you really feel like you're in the situation with them. In that situation. Do you like the Howling films? No, I love the Howling films. The other one that's Howling related that I like is I think the third movie. Even though is the third one the one in Australia, I believe. I like that one. And I see a super chat donation from Sin Sicko, and it's in, I don't know what it's in. It's in DKK. I'm not sure what that's in, but it's a $35 in DKK. He says, "I love you, Sean." Well, thanks so much though for your super chat donation. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for super chat donations this evening. Really appreciate them. They're a huge help to the channel and the video. So thanks again. And any of you guys, too, if you're interested, too, check out the link below and you guys can find out how you guys can become a member of the channel. And that's just a way to help the channel as well. And you get like a little emoji next to your name and stuff like that during the chats and during the comments and that kind of stuff as well. And I'll be on here for about 15 more minutes. So if you guys have any last minute super chat questions or anything like that, let's see here. I ordered the Forgotten Giallo box set that you showed in your Tuesday shopping video. Yeah, Eric, that's a really cool set. And in Vinegar Syndrome, I love the way the hardbound boxes that they put the things in. They're really great sets. You've seen Stay Alive, Tomorrow, Scanner Cop. Yeah, Tomorrow was really good. Same with Stay Alive with Frankie Muniz. Let's see here. Do you like the Howling films? I talked about that one. Being a fan of zombie films, have you seen the Parker Roof Jumper Zombie Apocalypse Escape? No, I've not seen that. Another one we need on Blu-ray release is a sci-fi movie called Alienator from 1994. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought you lost weight in surgery procedure. No, I didn't lose any weight during surgery. I had my gallbladder removed after I lost weight, but no, I did it all myself. I basically limited myself to 1,500 calories a day, and that was basically what I did. And then started going to the gym. But no, if I lost my weight, another way like that, through surgery, I would definitely say it. But no, I never, did that way. And I see a here from so it's in Danish Crowns. It's from Sin Sicko. So it's CIN Sicko. And he said, "No worries, bro. It's Danish Crowns. I've been a fan for years. I encourage everyone to become a fan of your channel, my man." Well, thanks so much. Like I said, thanks so much for the support. And thanks so much for the donation to the channel as well. I really appreciate that. So thanks so much. And I see a $5 super chat here as well from Jeff1990. Do you prefer Dawn of the Dead to the others? I always had a soft spot for Day of the Dead from 1985 and Land of the Dead as well. Now, I'm the same way with Day of the Dead. And like that movie too, I've watched that probably even more than Dawn of the Dead. I think I really like the Captain Rhodes character in it as well. I also really like the music, and I like movies too that are set underground. And like, there's something about the setting of it is amazing to me. Like, when there's all this crap down there, and they have like, RVs and campers and all this stuff, and like all the problems of society are still going on even down there underground. And I don't know, I really do. I'm kind of the same. And same with Land of the Dead. Land of the Dead, I feel like gets really underrated and doesn't get talked about as much as it should, and it's just as much a great movie. So I really like that a lot as well. But thanks so much, Jeff, for your donation to the channel. I'd like to have Big Man on Campus to get a Blu-ray. Yeah, but Big Man on Campus, I don't know if I ever watched that one. Have you seen Doom Generation and George Romero Bruiser? Have I seen that one? I don't know if I've seen Bruiser. But Doom Generation, though, I love that film. What's your favorite John Carpenter movie? Probably They Live, I would say. Have you watched Aladdin? Yeah, with Guy Ritchie. I like that one. I actually thought that was, like, I didn't know going into it how it was going to be, but I did like that one. Do you see the rare Kiss film Kiss from 1988? I have not seen that one. What are your opinions on the film It's Pat? Yeah, a lot of people don't like It's Pat, but that's like one of my personal favorites. And I know it's not a great movie on a movie standards, but it's a really fun movie to watch. And it's, I don't know, I always love that character as well. I like Dave Foley, who plays Chris in the movie. And sometimes you just want to watch like a stupid movie. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just really like to watch stuff like that. And that's kind of like, to me, I could put that on like, every other day and sit through it. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts? What's your favorite Johnny Depp movie? Probably Ed Wood and Edward Scissorhands are my favorite of his films. Have you seen Black Summer? Black Summer? No, I've not seen that. Hal feeling he enjoys Lady in White and Raising Cain. Yeah, Raising Cain's great. Having you ever woke up during surgery terrified of going into surgery? No, I didn't wake up, because they did a good job though putting me out. Like, because like when I ended up doing the gallbladder surgery, I was put to sleep, and that was the first time I had ever done that. And it was kind of like I just went in. They said count backwards or whatever, and then I woke up and I was like confused and didn't know where I was and stuff. But but yeah, I didn't remember any of it. Like, it was just kind of like go to sleep, wake, and then immediately you're awake again after surgery. Captain Rose is brilliant. Yeah, like, I love that character in there. He plays such a great, like, bad, mean guy. I'm running this monkey farm Frankenstein. I saw One Cut from the Dead on Joe Bob Briggs. Was the first time watching a really excellent film. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about that. I should get a copy of that one soon to review. I know there's going to be a steelbook edition of that. I did see a copy of it out early a couple days ago on Walmart, though. True Lies and the Abyss need a Blu-ray release. No, yeah, they've been talking about it forever. I know they have to have, the director like approve the transfers and everything on them, but I do hope they finally get to come out sometime. Like, I can't believe they've never come out. Diary of the Dead isn't good though. Diary of the Dead is alright. Diary of the Dead kind of came out at a time when Cloverfield had just come out, so like, and even though Diary of the Dead was filmed first, it got like a lot of comparisons to Cloverfield. Did you watch the movie PCU with Jeremy Piven? Yeah, I remember liking that movie. I think it was on a double feature one that had Airheads on it. It's Pat rules. No, It's Pat is great. And I see a super chat here from Cinesico, and he says, you seem angry certain films in your early... have you seem angry about certain films in your early films. Have you changed your mind in recent times? Well, sometimes in the early videos, and thanks so much for the super chat, sometimes in the early reviews I did, like the DVD Tuesday, not Tuesday, but like the DVD updates and stuff like that, I would kind of talk really negative about movies and kind of sort of, I think I used to think people liked if you would kind of act like an ass about a movie or kind of negative or whatever, things like that. But, yeah, I pretty much now I try to be more positive. I try and look for something positive to say about everything that I watch, because there's some stuff that I watch that I don't love, you know what I mean. But I try to always look for something good about it. when you go back after reading a super chat, you skip 20 to 30 comments. Well, I don't usually, Steve. What I do is, if I get a super chat, is I click on the name, so I don't skip any of the questions. I don't skip down to the person. You know what I mean? So I basically, you can click a thing on the top where you click on the name, like a bar thing. So then it opens it up. So I don't skip down. The only time is you have a super chat that comes in. I think if it's less than like $2 or less than $5, something like that, that one doesn't show up in the top, so then I have to scroll down. But the other one, the ones that come in though, I click on them, so I shouldn't be skipping down, skipping anything. They actually made a game of Land of the Dead called Fiddler's Green. I did not know about that. What are your thoughts on VHS Evil Spirits and Killer Tomato Strike Again and Eat France? Yeah, the Killer Tomato sequels, I like those ones. Picking up Rad 4K. I didn't pick that one up though, but I definitely hope to get to review that one. Have you watched Public Enemies? I've seen that one. Can you please do 3-hour live stream tonight? I can't do it tonight because I have to eat. I'm really starving now. I haven't eaten anything since the walk. Otherwise, I would be on longer. But I don't want my brother to be like, why are we eating it? It's getting late. You know what I mean? It's getting really late. Because we usually eat like midnight or something, but it's late. And I see a Sin Sicko gave a super chat donation as well. Gotta be honest, I'm a little bit drunk. I'm sorry, Coolduder. Love you, man. Hope you don't think I'm annoying. No, not at all, Sin Sicko. And like I said, thanks so much though for your super chat donations to the channel. I really appreciate them so much. And thanks for all of you guys who have given donations to the channel this evening. I really appreciate that. Like I said, they're a huge help for the channel and the video. So thanks again for the support, and thanks for you guys too who become members of the channel as well. All that stuff, like I said, I appreciate it so much, and more than you guys can imagine. So thanks again. Let's see here. Do you remember watching Ron Jeremy's Hell's Highway? Yeah, that was one of the first movies that David Sterling produced that I had seen. So Pumped, Pretty in Pink is finally coming to Blu-ray. No, I know. I can't believe that's finally coming out. I'm glad that Paramount is starting to release stuff that has never come out before. And I think it comes out like sometime in June, I believe, like near the end of June. Have you been around about this farm yet? Have you never been around here about this time in my farm yet? True Lies won't come out until James Cameron ruins the picture like T2. Yeah, I hope it doesn't, because I know T2, they made some changes to it and kind of blurred stuff over where it was kind of messed up, or the stunt double, you could tell that it wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I don't know. I hate when they make changes. Have you seen The Curve with Matthew Lillard? Yeah, The Curve was actually filmed in the college. It was right near my house when I was in Maryland. They filmed the whole movie at Towson University. So it was kind of cool that was all shot there. So sometimes I like to look back on that and go, oh yeah, this is Towson University. And I actually went to that school, not for school, but I went for camp. They had a camp there when I was a kid called Camp Bravo, and I don't know if it's still there anymore. But it was like a day camp, and they would put on a show. You kind of do these classes that put on a show, and I never really liked doing that. But they had great video games. They had an area downstairs where I think it was the student center, and they had all kind of old video games. They had the Simpsons game and all this stuff. So I used to love going down there and playing them, and they were free. So I would be down there for hours. And I see another super chat here from Sin Sicko. Thanks so much for your super chat donations this evening. Really appreciate them. And he says, how are you doing throughout these days? I mean, in America, it's pretty strange these days. These demonstrations, they seem dangerous. No, luckily enough, they're not going on right near my house. They're not right here, but they're really close to where Danny is, Cinestalker and stuff like that. And it's scary, all that kind of stuff. I'll say it really is scary. That because I don't think that I understand why it's happening though, but it's when it gets really violent and breaking things and destroying things, that's bad though. I think that's really bad. That's not the good thing to do. You still talk to David Sterling? I haven't talked to David Sterling in a while, but we still talk. I haven't worked with him in a little while now. Let's see here. Guys, this is Q&A. He will answer when he gets to it. Like I said, Gary, yeah, thanks, Gary. I try to get to everyone's stuff though. Favorite movie we acted in? Most of the stuff he did was with me, but I want to see Adverse. I want to see what he does in that one when that one comes out. Have you seen Tales from the Grave and IQ with Walter Matthau? I believe I reviewed Tales from the Grave. I don't think I ever watched IQ though. Sean, what's your favorite O.J. Simpson movie? Probably the Naked Gun movies that he was in. Any other Paramount movies you want to see from their new Blu-ray line? I haven't heard some of the other ones they're releasing. I think they're putting out. Did they say they're putting out Golden Child? I believe. Have you seen Prisoners, directed by Dennis Van Ville? Who did what was the other one he did? But I have seen Prisoners though. Prisoners is great. Didn't he also do Enemy? I think a lot of people didn't see that movie, but that was a really good movie. You need to see Raw Deal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sprung 1996. I've seen Sprung, but I don't think I've seen Raw Deal. Hey Sean, I remember watching I remember watching Don and Murph years ago. I was only 13 or 14 at the time. I'm 24 now. Time flies. Will you ever do a return to sketch comedy like that? Maybe I'll do something, like that again. I like doing comedy stuff. Like I like in the movies too when I get to act and stuff. If I get to do comedy stuff, because that's always fun to do. That's why I always like comedy horror. And since Sicko gave another super chat donation, do you know when you'll be online again? I really want to catch you live, my friend. Well, I know for sure I'll be on live again next Sunday around the same time. So, and maybe either Friday or Sunday, so for sure this coming Sunday, and then either Friday or Saturday. It kind of depends. I'm not sure which day, but one of those kind of days for sure. But for sure, Sunday for sure. Do you like Full Moon Pictures? Wish they released more Blu-rays? No, I love Full Moon. I was really glad too. I got to finally work with them. I was always wanting to work with Full Moon, and I got to do their movie Ouija's Hollywood Night. So that was a really fun experience. I have like a fun little cameo in the movie, but they flew me out to do it and paid me and everything. So that was a really great experience. Like I loved getting to work with them, and I met like some really cool people on the set of that movie. But yeah, like I love Full Moon stuff. Puppet Master movies. They didn't make the movies, but they were producers on the Ghoulies films, and I've always, and especially Moonbeam, the kids movies that they made. I as a kid loved those. Like I watched Pet Shop. What was Prehistoria? Watched those ones all the time. Let's see here. I'm going to get the last minutes on here. I'm on here for the last minute. So if you guys have any last minute questions, any last minute super chats, I'll be on here for like another minute or so more. Have you got any duct tape? Yeah, we have duct tape. What's your favorite Tobin Bell movie? Probably the Saw films, or because I haven't seen that many of his movies, but the Saw movies I really like. Have you watched Foxcatcher? I've seen Foxcatcher. That's a great movie. I have to admit, before Pirates of the Caribbean came out, I was really disappointed they didn't put the rest of the movies on 4K. Yeah, did they put any of those on 4K or just the first one? Technically Monday. Well, yeah, it's technically Monday now. But when I started, it was still Sunday night at 11:30, I think 11:35 or something like that. Let's see here. You ever watch silent movies? I've seen some silent movies, not a ton. Have you seen Heavenly Kid? I believe I saw that one. Sirens, helicopters, and shootings, and at the distance. I'm trying to watch Coolduder live right now. Yeah, like luckily enough, it's not right where I am, but it's scary all that stuff's going on. Like I really do agree. Duder's been doing reviews and out and about before everyone else. He has perfected the art. Well, thanks so much, Gary. I mean, like when I was first started doing like vlogs and stuff, I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, because there wasn't really anyone doing like vlogs. I did it so early on that like I didn't know, and that's why I didn't even used to show myself in them. You couldn't even, like the cameras back then didn't have the ability to put them on yourself, so it was kind of like me just sort of my perspective filming. But anyway though, guys, I've been on here now for 2 hours, so thanks so much for you guys who have come onto the channel, and this evening, and for talking, and for your super chats, and all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate it, and thanks so much to you guys too who have become members of the channel. If you guys are interested in finding out more about that, definitely check out the link. Oh wait, before I go, I see one last minute one that came in from Sicko. He says, I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I don't know why, it's just so funny. No, I know, I agree that Pee-wee's Big Adventure is one of my absolute favorites, if not the favorite movie of all time. And thanks so much though, Sicko, though, for your donations this evening. Really appreciate them so much. So thanks so much guys for watching, subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.